What is good, everybody? Merkel Moman on the scene. Welcome back to the Half Size Up podcast. We are now at episode 19, and as you know by now, we're a weekly podcast for sneaker news, UK releases, global sneaker trends, and all things in between. Today's podcast is brought to you in conjunction with the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. With me each and every week, I have my co-host Ash Bash.
What is good, people?
And Dean St1ll.
What's going on, everyone?
It's proper good to have the homie Dean St1ll back with us. He was missing
big time
last week. Yeah, so
it's my guy to the fucking death.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. You know what? It sucked actually because I was really wanting to chat with Ben as well, and just one of them. You know how it goes. One of them ones at work where just a lot of work came at me towards the end of the day, and there was just no way around it. I did try, but it wasn't quite quick enough. But yeah, hopefully never have to do with that again. So
good to have you back, broski.
Yeah, good, man. Thank you.
Welcome back, bro. Welcome back. So this week we have seen releases in the retro Nike Huarache Orca, the Air Jordan 1 Light Fusion, the Nike Cross Sakai Blaze the Low, the Adidas Yeezy 700 V1 in the amber colorway, and a New Balance Cross Bathing Ape 2002 R. So I'm actually some freaking dope releases this week in the sneaker world, and a lot more to discuss in today's episode. But for now, let's get stuck into our first segment, in which we would like to call Favorite Shoe You Wore Last Week. In this segment, we talk about our most favorite shoe that we've worn last week. And today we've got Dean to get the ball rolling. So Dean, what was your favorite shoe you wore last week?
Do you know, I'm trying to think, I was trying to think back to what I wore. And to be honest with you, it's going to be really boring. But again, the ALD 550 has been...
Mate, I love it. I like it.
It's been getting so much wear that... I would be lying if I said it wasn't that. If I were to be like a little bit more, a little bit more just for the pod, so people don't get bored of hearing the same shit all the time.
Yeah.
I would probably say maybe the Barney Sakai waffle, just because it was
perfect
summertime and the weather's been good here in the UK lately, so. Just felt right to get it out. And yeah, do you know what? Even though it's probably the least popular of the initial 5, I think that one generally, people seem to like it when I have them on. People ask about it and where I got it from and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a good pair and really colorful. So
that's a flipping fire pair. And do you know what? Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, when I wear my red Aimé Leon Dore 550s.
Yeah,
I really don't think anyone gives a shit. no one's like, oh, those are sick. Everyone just walks past, what's those? But I know for a fact when they see the yellow N on that 550, that's just a fire pair, net breaker, man.
Do you know what?
The first pair just went a bit under the radar, and it's more like the GR colorway is not that far away from it. Compared to this one, isn't it? There's not many.
Yeah, exactly. And this that yellow, goldy yellow with the that deep forest green.
Oh,
just works so well, doesn't it? And you know, some pairs do you know what I like about this pair as well? Yeah, you know how people say, "Oh, it's Instagram's favorite shoe," but you don't actually see it when I go out. I don't see it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So it's still an enjoyable cop. Whereas these with Jordans and Dunks and shit, fucking hell, my neighbors are wearing those now, so
Mate, it makes me sad.
But I can't get literally. You know what? If you get out, if you live in London and go out of your house today, and you don't see someone in mids, please DM me and let me know, because I refuse to believe it. I don't believe it.
Mate, I'm on the train every day, and that's the majority of what I see.
Honestly, it's man. You know what? Not even to hate.
And 350s.
It's just so boring. I'm so sick of seeing the same. Yeah, just sick of seeing the same kind of shoes all the time. But yeah, we're getting too deep too early. Let's go.
Fully get you though. Ash, what was your favorite shoe you wore last week, man?
Yeah, I was thinking back, and it's been a bit of a light week. As you know, my tooth is fucked, and I don't even know how I'm talking at the moment. I might have a bit of a lisp, but because of that, on like Friday was my short day. I had Saturday and Sunday off. I planned on going out and finally getting to wear some kicks, but I was staying indoors because my mouth was just like locked, closed basically. So I didn't really get to wear that much. But looking back, I guess when I went to the dentist, I rocked the black and white dunks. But probably my favorite, which I'd randomly wore just to the shops, was the off-white 90s, the Desert Ores. I think it's like the second time I've ever rocked those.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just thought, let me just bring them out because I've literally only worn them once, a long time ago when I was out with Jeff and Ben, just like photo shoot kind of thing, and I haven't really worn them much. But they're super uncomfortable. They are nicely, you know.
They are uncomfortable. They're narrow as fuck, man. They're narrow as fuck. Like that shit is like, oh man, you know what's that movie James Franco did when he's like stuck between the boulders?
What 127 days?
Yeah, that's how my foot feels in that shoe, bro.
You know what I mean? Yeah, my foot was like burning after a short time. So if anyone wants a UK 10 trade, holler at your boy.
Wow.
They are sick though. They're such a nice
that's
pair.
the thing. Fire. Like,
they're
the
so fire.
super dope, but
so unique. Like
they don't
such a cool
fit me nicely at all, man.
I hear that, boy. I hear that.
It's the material as well. It's got that. I don't even know what you call it. It's like it's not plastic. It's got some sort of extra coating on it, whatever, and it just makes it stiff.
Mesh.
Yeah, ballistic mesh kind of. Yeah, it's just a bit stiff for me.
And that colorway is like the better colorway of the two that came out.
The thing is, I wanted the black one badly because it's so easy to wear, but it just stands out crazy.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Yeah, like when you're like looking at the collab now, when you've had a bit of space as well from the collab, the Desert Ore genuinely was a really good Air Max 90. Like, it was different. Like he threw that mango again on the like darker shade that he used before, and just worked really nice. And the black pair is fine. It's fine. It's just another black and white Air Max 90.
If you saw the black pair, you would never think it's anything special until you go close.
Nah, exactly.
Off it, you just be like, oh, I've got a black shoe on.
Yeah, you see that.
Someone would ask you what this is before they even see the off-white. They'd want to know. Oh, these are dope.
Yeah, you see that little color pop with the swoosh, and then like even the tag. It's a great shoe, but boy.
Okay. And you know, like, we don't really say this too often, but actually the lace swap on them was quite good, man.
It was. Do you know what? You know what I found why I stopped doing it? Because it really looks nice, but like it would clash with my clothes if I wore anything like remotely had a bit of color. I'd be clashing, so I just took them out. But it is nice. It does work with the right sort of like neutral sort of outfit, I think.
Yeah. Pair, man.
100%. Both dope shoes, lads. For me, I'm actually gonna go with something similar to Ash. It was also a Air Max 90. At the weekend, I managed to pick up a cool pair of trainers, cool pair of sneakers, but we'll get into that a bit much later. But I did queue up for a pair, and the queue time frame was a good, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 hours.
Whoa!
So,
no way!
So I knew 4 or 5 hours, bro, man. I don't think I could have handled
that with my I don't think I could have handled that looking back.
Do you know what? I wanted to go with something that will support my heels, because it's always my heels that gets tired quickly.
I was thinking ahead. I like that.
I just love how I said, I couldn't have gone and handled that with my tooth. I couldn't have gone and handled that, period. If I was in the best, I could have been in the best of health. I could have been on my Usain Bolt and I wouldn't have done that.
Do you know what? We'll get into it later. I'll tell you the full story.
I respect it, man.
It was not. It's been a minute. It's been a
minute, yeah? Were your legs hurting the next day?
Oh, man. Anywho, listen.
No, it's different. When you go to a concert in this age now, you're standing up, I can't do it anymore.
Boy, don't get me started.
All of that.
Back on my knees.
I'm thinking about the retail days, isn't it? Like when you'd be standing for like the whole day. I could not do that now. I could not do that, boy.
Yeah, I remember like, well, we're going off topic, but
my ankle clicks when I breathe, bro.
Not the one. But yeah, so this was a 4 to 5 hour queue.
Jeez.
I just wanted to have a bit of support on my heels, just because I knew I was going to be standing for a long time. There was some guys in the queue with me who did it the right way, and they actually brought chairs. I didn't have no chairs, and I just wanted to try and secure what I could. Anywho, it was the Air Max 90 reverse duck camo.
Dope.
Inverted commas Atmos 2.0. Not really, but Yes, dope shoe, man. Dope shoe.
Yeah,
I
I like that pair.
hardly ever wear a lot of Air Max 90s.
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest Air Max 90 guy, but I just thought I really wanted to wear them. I don't know.
You
The
remember you ordered
sun
them
was.
to my house, right?
I
You
might
dropped
have.
off that
Yeah,
time. You was rocking them.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. I might have
that's what it's
actually.
about, though, man. When you really want to wear the shoe, like that's you like
Yeah,
it.
it's a good feeling.
That's when you know you like it,
Yeah.
right? Like there are
Do you know
pairs
what I
like
did?
yeah.
I did a like an NBA tunnel fit. So basically, like mid-thigh shorts, sort of oversized sort of vintage tee, and then just some Air Max 90 reversed up camos just to have the
Trying to hit
shoes
that
to.
long too. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Man, going for that long one. Like, do you know
just
what?
inside
I
the
actually, to
pouch.
be fair, when I was watching Brooklyn and we're going well off topic here, but I was watching Brooklyn and the Bucks the other night. Durant
Yeah.
was splashing them long twos, man. They were, do you know what? When you're like in the last couple minutes, yeah, them long twos are quite clutch. That's what I think.
They
Like,
Yeah.
count,
yeah,
and
It
he's
always pisses
this is
me off though.
the
Like
kind of
one little
player.
step back and it's a free, and you're not doing it.
yeah.
Like,
But
why are you going
do
for
you
that?
know what? The difficulty raises so much with
It's-
that step
yeah,
back.
it probably does. It's true. It's true.
But do you know what? KD, as much as I dislike Kevin Durant, yeah, he hit 1-3 with the guy who was all up in him, and I still don't know how he hit that, man. Mo, you're gonna have to cut this, and
No, keep it
No,
in.
no, keep it. No, he's actually a clutch guy, and you just hate it because he does it so well.
he's such a
Yeah.
little
And
bitch, man. That's why. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just so whiny, always complaining. Man's got burner
Always,
accounts,
man. A fucking big man. He's not even like he's a young kid.
bro. This guy's
Like,
He's not.
accomplished everything, right?
I
And
know.
he's still on
yeah.
burner accounts
What
fighting
little guy's
with
words.
with Jacob in fucking Wichita. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. And then, do you know what else? Yeah, I never forget when he had that interview and he was like, "I'll wake up at 8 a.m. and train." Like, okay, the whole world we all wake up early, bro.
Yeah, that's
It's
enough.
not that special.
Getting paid millions to do that, bro. Shut
Yeah,
up.
like,
Yeah, you know.
bro, you're like one of the most like God gifted athletes in the world. Just enjoy it and go train, man. Probably fun.
He's done everything, man. But I'm just gonna hate it if I see
Bro, I
Brooklyn
swear to
win it,
God,
man.
I
And it
hope
just feels
all
like
of the HSU listeners join me in this collective prayer to stop Brooklyn winning
Please.
the
Do
NBA.
you know what? I stopped watching them after the first two games. I was like, I'm done. But they come back. I'm liking it.
Man, I just want them out.
Yeah, it would just be annoying if they win it like that. Kyrie, the little bitch boy as well. Fucking hell, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, man, I felt the rage amplify for a quick
He's a
second
prick,
there.
man. You ever see the interview he did on ESPN?
Yeah,
with
nah,
Max Kellerman?
bro.
He's a dickhead.
LeBron took this guy to the ring, and all he does is talk dirt, man. And
Yeah.
it's mad. Like this guy used to say the Earth was flat. So
I know.
yeah.
that's it.
From then on, it was like no,
Allow it.
listen anymore. Cool, lads. All dope shoes were worn this week. Guys, don't forget to use the FSYWLW hashtag so that you can be featured on the HSU account. We usually do that, I don't know, midweek. So, yeah, get involved, guys. Moving on, lads. And here at Half Size Up, we thought we'd switch things up a little. So, this week, we thought we'd give you guys a one-off special segment with the HSU mid-year wrap-up. That was kind of long, man. I should have changed. It should have been something else. I don't know. Anywho,
you could have just said the mid-year wrap-up.
I had to add HSU in it.
I think they know, bro.
My guys did everything.
Man's patterning. Man's making sure, innit? We're protected out here.
Exactly. So, lads, this is a one-off segment part of the podcast where we discuss what we think the past 6 months within the sneaker world is like. But basically, the quickest recap ever. Sort of beginning of the year, Virgil releases his Icons book. Jerry moves to Adidas. Air Max Day Evolutions of Icons. Union announces their 30th anniversary Jordan 4s. Nike move forward with their Move to Zero campaign, just a massive abundance of Nike Dunks. Ann Herbert story with the son backdooring Nikes. Vanessa Bryant versus Nike. And something a bit more local to us here in the UK, wearing your last wins to pick up sneakers, etc. Anywho, just a few things to mention over there. But what have we thought of the sneaker scene over the past 6 months? Like, has it been positive? Has it been negative? Like, are we seeing a lot more sneaker politics being shown within the culture? Has it been better than 2020? And what's the biggest highlight of the past 6 months? Let's go with Dean. Let's go with your thoughts first, man.
Do you know what I think for this? Like I just I'm keen to know what you guys think in it. So to be honest with you, that's how I describe 2021. I don't know. It's for me. It's not been a particularly memorable year so far. I don't think it's been a bad year. Definitely not a bad year, but it's not been exactly getting you out of your seat, has it? Really? I mean, there's been a couple dope releases, but I don't know.
Do
I
you
don't
think
know.
if you was in your hardcore copping mode, you would have enjoyed it more? Because I know we're all being more selective this year.
Yeah, do you know? Even then, I think I don't know because a lot of the Jordan ones that they're releasing, and a lot of the Jordan fours that they've released, and a lot of the other J's and the Dunks, and all these kind of shoes in this area, a lot of them I genuinely haven't liked, and a lot of them, if I have liked them, they're Primark handbags quality. So
Oh my days.
listen, I, it has been every dunk I've picked up this year, barring maybe a couple of the early highs, have been absolutely terrible. So that kind of tempers the excitement for me. On the whole, Ann Herbert's thing, I mean, it was surprising, but look, no one cared really. I think
Brush
the
under the
most,
carpet.
yeah, as we said, it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the main thing, really, the most damaging and I think really upsetting story of the year is Vanessa and Nike. I don't know what's happened there, but you know, y- you hate to see it, don't you? At the end of the day, uh, whatever has gone down or whatever has transpired is not the greatest look for Nike. And I think it's just sad because she's been through a lot already, and I
Yeah.
think she Kobe's not here anymore, and while that's hard for all of us who love ball and have watched Kobe, it must be unimaginable for her. And I think when you're grieving and you want to have some control over things when it's a loved one, and when you don't have much left, right? All she's got
Yeah.
is his memories, and these little things that she has jurisdiction over are the only things really of Kobe she has left outside of her possessions and her memories, right? So it must be really painful for her to feel like she can't control it and she can't have her input noted, and she's seeing people with pairs that are so personal. To me,
She didn't
that's
even
left
know they were coming out yet, and they're in people's hands. That's insane.
exactly. And
No.
I mean, what do you guys think of that? Be honest. What do you think of that? I mean, I know Ash, you're a Lakers fan. Mo, you're a huge Lakers fan and Kobe lover rather. And what do you guys think? Because it has left a sour taste for a lot of people, and a lot of people in the UK may not be discussing it as fervently as in the US, obviously, but to all of us that love ball, and love Kobe in one shape or another, in one form or another, what do you think? How does this make you feel? Because to me, it don't make me feel very good.
For me, it's just there seems to have been a massive theme that is directed at Nike. Literally, I don't know, they're just being so savage with everything at the moment. And then, over the past 6 months, you've just seen so much bad press from Nike. It just seems like a lot of things that go on in the
Yeah,
background. you're
Yeah.
starting to hear about more that you wouldn't really hear about, maybe like 2, 3,
Good
4
point,
years
man.
ago. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good
And
point.
it just seems to be a theme that is continually getting worse and worse for Nike, which is why I feel like a lot of consumers, a lot of Nike fans, swoosh fans are moving away from the
They
brand,
are.
like, and
They are.
moving towards New Balance, Asics, and like brands that are not usually sought after or a go-to brand. Like, but people are slowly seeing this and they're getting put off. Like whether it be Nike or even Jordan Brand, people are starting to move away from Jordan Brand, like
Yeah.
because of the releases that are coming out and because of um, just I don't know. There's a, as you always say, Dean. There's a massive disconnect
Yeah.
now between the purists, the OG collectors from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and then as opposed to like newer collectors. And no, none of us are trying to gatekeep or nothing or
Nah, there's no
promote
happy
gatekeeping.
balance. That's the thing. There's no like, yeah, like no, we're not gatekeeping at all. Like the sneaker game will die without new people, without young people in it, without
Exactly.
people. We
Yeah,
like we don't want our passion. Like we do a bloody podcast. Like, do you know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying? Like we don't want new people to not come. Like I always say all the time, must be so hard being a newbie these days, trying to cop a
yeah,
pair. Like it's so
myth.
tough, yeah. But
yeah, yeah,
at the same time, like what Mo's touching on here that is so important is that they are ostracizing a segment of their audience lately. And you don't expect every campaign and every launch to be for you. Of course you don't, right? And I'm not talking about female, male. I'm talking about younger, like demographics, like the sort of stuff they're coming out with and a lot of the releases and it's fine. I get it. You're catering to the mass audience there, but there is still a massive, massive audience that are starting to feel a little bit turned off, and you're seeing more and more of it creep up.
yeah.
Like we see it all the time. Like, it's sort of things you have to be in the sneaker world to see it and hear it and know it. You have to talk to people and
Exactly.
yeah, like, and it is slowly happening. Like whether it's like maybe even if they're not going to other brands, they are getting turned off on some of the products and yeah, man. What you're saying there, Mo, is so true.
Exactly. And do you know what I mean? That whole theme is continuing onto people who have collaborations with Nike. So obviously your Vanessas, do you know what I mean? Your Jerry Lorenzos. I mean, come on, man. There just
It's
seems
wild
to
that he
be a
just wanted to
massive
leave.
trend.
Imagine that probably been a Nike fan his whole life, and then he's chosen to leave to go to Adidas just because
Because they don't
that's
give
just
any
Nike
control.
fucking up. Yeah,
I,
mate.
I
Ultimately, they just got so much power, and they
yeah.
just feel like they can't be touched. They're just doing whatever the hell they want. That's what I'm seeing.
I
Doesn't matter
read.
whatever bad press, nothing's changing how they're operating.
Oh,
Shittest
of course, of
materials
course.
on dunks, they still release them. They still sell out. Don't give a fuck.
No, they don't. But at some point they will have to start listening because any business, no matter how powerful you are, if you start to completely forget your audience or what your audience is asking, you will feel the brunt of that. But one thing that like it with like what sums it up, like when you touch on Jerry, yeah, I watched an interview with him and he was talking about how he saw this collab with Nike as being a way to really expand essentials into
Mm.
Mhm.
athleisure, right? So like
Yeah.
athletic but leisurely wear, right? And they just he couldn't do it. From what I understand, like he was getting frustrated, like he couldn't get the things in place. We almost saw that shoe got pulled out of the blue and then it came back again, one of the highs, the fog highs,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that showed you
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
some discontent, and rumors were saying then they're not going to release. He's full, like him and Nike are done. Like so, there was obviously discontent, and I think it goes back to why we saw Kanye leave, right? And then why we see a lot of
Yeah.
other people get a little bit disenfranchised with it and want to move elsewhere because there's clearly like a lack of control. And it's look, Nike can do whatever they want, right? We all grew up loving this company. We still love this company at the like at when you get into the heart of it, we always will. Like I have so many memories from Nike and so many memories attached to Nike product and Nike things, right? But at the same time, like, it doesn't mean you're not going to recognize where maybe the brand is not kind of shining in the way you usually expect it to. And
Yeah.
they're
Mhm.
so good
Yeah.
for like grassroots, and they're so good at like creating amazing pieces of content around change, around equality, and all of that. But when it come down to the actions, are we seeing enough? Like, I don't know. So yeah,
Mate,
that for,
the Jerry thing still boggles my mind because with Kanye, you've seen what happens when you lose someone. I never thought that they would do it again. I can only imagine that maybe the numbers for his stuff wasn't, in their opinion, like pulling enough weight
yeah,
to want to keep him around. Because with Virgil, they would never do that right now. Obviously, Travis, they would never cut those
yeah.
ties and ruin anything there. So it's a bit of a strange one to me. I didn't see that coming at all.
I just think Jerry's a creative, very creative person. He started his own line, like
Believes in his own
but
source as well. Yeah,
exactly. He
yeah,
believes in his work, and he had a vision. And I think, I'm sure as a creative, as a designer, you compromise, right? Like you compromise with whoever you're working with to come to an agreement. And I reckon he just got to a point where he couldn't execute anything close to what he was, visualizing it would be. And
Yeah,
he doesn't.
totally.
At the end of the day, as big as Nike are, Jerry's got a massive, massive profile. His brand has a
Mm-hmm.
massive profile. We've seen what's happened to
Mad
Essentials
blown up. Yeah,
in the last year. It's like everywhere, right? And he doesn't need it. Like he can go to Adidas and he can go to another brand and do something, and it will be wavy. I mean, look, Kanye is doing shit with Gap, and I guarantee you that shit is gonna sell out
of
every
course.
single drop.
It
And
it
Yeah.
will.
if
It
if
will.
Ka- if Kanye can do that, then there's no way Jerry Lorenzo can't do that. So I just, yeah, like actually goes back to what you're saying. They don't seem to give a flying fuck, do they? I mean, they just don't seem
No.
to, when the brand is so powerful and you got so much brand equity with your fans
Mm-hmm.
and like, yeah, I,
And do you know what? Like, it's kind of shit that we have to always predominantly talk about Nike against other brands,
Yeah.
but it's because, okay,
They're the
Nike
juggernaut,
are
man.
like probably the most active out of all the brands over this past 6 months. But like for me to look forward, like in the next 6 months, like I want to be talking about other brands, not only just Nike. I actually want to be gassing
yeah,
up, Adidas, Puma, Reebok.
Reebok, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Saucony, New Balance, like the whole other,
I,
like there's so many other brands for us to
yeah,
discuss about. But obviously we always come back to Nike because we are one, Nike fans, two, they're the most active, and three, like their marketing campaigns are the strongest like in the
Yeah.
world.
yeah,
So
and like you say, bro, like it's like watching the Premier League and not talking about the team in first, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah. You
it's
can't
it's
do
like
it.
you can't do it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
so you're spot on there, but like you said, man, I think all these brands that you mentioned, Mo, are making effort and steps to really up their game because you know what, the sneaker world is blown up, right? And all these brands can tap into that, and we're seeing them make the effort. They know, like before Reebok, like for example, like Club C workouts, they were content with what they were doing. The business wasn't doing amazingly. Then sneakers exploded. It's like, hold on a minute, why can't we get some of that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
like, that's what
yeah.
we're starting to see now. And I think, yeah, we'll make an effort on the pod as well to really like diversify the brands we talk about. But well,
Yeah.
Nike are always going to be there. We're always going to talk about Nike, and that's just not going to change. It's impossible. It's impossible.
100%, man.
Yeah.
100%. If I do this, lads, maybe we can sort of pinpoint some of the good things of the past 6 months. Ash, let's go to you. Let's say best thing of the past 6 months, best sneaker of the past 6 months, and what you want to see in the next 6 months.
Poof. Best sneaker of the last 6 months. That is tricky. I think, as I've been saying, the Armor Manier threes have to be up there. It's a very fire kick. But if when I compare it to like stuff that's come out in recent years, I don't know if I would like if I think about like years where the Union come out and stuff. I don't know if I would hold it in as high a regard. But then again, when I first got the Unions, I thought they were dope. But now I think they're like super special. So I think the Emma Maniers might even grow me even further and become that super dope level eventually. And also New Balance killed it with the Nice Kicks collab, which is still my favorite shoe of the year so far. I hope the next 6 months is better than the first 6 months. The first 6 months haven't been terrible, but for me, the vast majority of the shoes I picked up were like 2020 releases, to be honest. When I think
Yeah.
about shoes that have actually come out this year, is very few that I've got that I've really loved. I've missed out on a few, but there have been pairs that I've been like, I don't even see myself thinking about going on the secondary market for them. So I didn't like it that much. I would have done it if I want a shoe, I'm going to pay for it. I don't really fuss too much about it unless it's going to be like 1K or something. So there's been loads of
Yeah.
shoes that have come out that have been okay, but I didn't end up going for them. Like those ambush dunks. I think they're cool. If I got it for retail, I would have been happy with it, but I'm not going to pay resale for any of those pairs. I'm still wary of all dunks when it comes to resale because the materials and the QC can be hit and miss, like can be glued up. You never know what it's going to be like,
You can get
For
high off
real,
the
man.
ambush dunk, bro, with the amount of glue on that bad boy. So
I can
you're right.
imagine.
You're right there, bro.
I can imagine, man.
Dean, how about you, man? So best sneaker of
Mm.
past 6 months, and what are you looking forward to next 6 months?
Do you know the best sneaker of the past 6 months? That's a tricky one, right? Like I saw that Armani Air today actually, and it's a fire shoe. It's a fire shoe. But I tell you something, if that wins shoe of the year, it's been a mid year
I
because
agree.
it is a fire shoe, but I mean, shoe of the year. Come on now. I mean, like, let's be honest, right? Like, the
Mm,
message is good, the materials are fire, but is there enough about that to compare it to other shoes of the year? Like, I don't think so. I really don't
yeah.
think so. Like, I think it's gonna be a future classic, 100%. It's a beautiful, gorgeous pair. But I do think if that wins shoe of the year, like I think a lot of people say that wasn't the greatest year because there's not been huge amounts of creativity. Personally, I think New Balance are just slapping everything right now. Like they are
Yeah.
just killing
Yeah,
everything. So
I
for
agree.
me,
Yeah.
you know, shoe of the year, it's really hard, man. It's really hard. Like,
Mate, your 550s, well, I got them as well. I say your
yeah,
550s, I got them as well. They're fucking sick. They're up
they're
there.
They're dope.
crazy, man. They're
Yeah,
crazy.
they're
Like,
dope.
they're up there. There's been so many good New Balance shoes this year.
Mm,
But you know what? Like, yeah, I think at the moment, I will give it to the three just because of the story alongside it and the messaging behind the pair. But I do think like if we don't see a better shoe than that in the next 6 months, I'll be very, very surprised. Like
it's telling. It's very
yeah,
telling
it is
about the
telling.
entire year.
Yeah, yeah, hundred
That's
Do you know
what's
the thing
percent.
sad.
with freezes? Like, there's not a crazy amount you can do to them in general. So, like, what? This is such a subtle shoe in general. I know someone said like it's just a white Jordan 3 before. I've heard people say that on
That's just
different
silly.
platforms and stuff. But there's like, if someone said to you, if you didn't know much about sneakers, and someone said, "Yeah, this is the best shoe that came out," they'd be like, "That one,
Really?
really?" You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It's because
yeah,
Jordan 3s
yeah,
in general is like a plain shoe. Even like Dean is not the biggest fan of a Jordan 3. It's
yeah,
just like if you're not a big fan of it and you don't see like the love for it, I can see why someone would see it and not be super duper blown
Yeah,
away from it. When you see like a Sakai waffle from like 2 years ago, whatever, when that got like was in the shoe of the year talk, you can
yeah,
see it's like a new silhouette. It's something different. The heel's crazy. This
yeah,
one
man.
just like it's a new colorway. It's got some age bits. It's fire,
It is
but
fire.
is
It
it
is.
wow crazy? I
No,
don't know.
it's not.
I don't
It's
know.
not. It's not. It's not.
It's super dope, but I don't know if it's like wowzer.
That's the thing for me, man. Like you look at like even like 2018, right? You had the unions, you had like all the off whites, then you had even like you know what? I'm just gonna say it, yeah. I even like Travis his sixes, right? I feel like it's a similar sort of collab in the sense, right? Like this is not that much better than what he did in terms of his vision, right?
Mm.
It has a greater message, which is why I'm saying for now it's the shoe of the year. But like I just don't, there's I would like to see more. I would like to see more come before, you know.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if that one shoe of the year, I'd just be like, I don't know, man.
This is the thing. We've still got 6 months to go, and
We
It's a
do,
long
there
we
time,
has
do.
and
to
a lot
be
of the best
something.
shoes tend to come out at the end of the year.
Yeah, last quarter,
Yeah,
always last quarter.
let's
Yeah,
see. I think for me, the best shoe, and I just think like it just doesn't get enough like appreciation.
Better.
Is yeah, obviously that's my personal. I'm always gonna say that. But the neutral
Yeah,
grey,
yeah,
Mm.
Air Jordan
yeah,
One. Come on, man! Like I
yeah.
know it is just yes, it is just a white and grey sneaker, but I mean,
Nice.
it just
Whew.
doesn't get enough
But
love,
packaging,
man.
man, they could have made it more special.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why, like literally for me, that's the only reason. Because I've worn that 2 or 3 times. It is unbelievable on foot. Like it is
Mm.
gorgeous. Like
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
like? Yeah, you know the grey on the collar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts to get marked, and
Mm.
it looks good, boy. Like it looks good, man. It looks
Yeah.
really good, and like I
Yeah.
can tell
I
with
bet.
wear that shoe is gonna look beautiful.
And
But
you're supposed to, innit? You're supposed to get
you gotta
loads of
wear that,
wear.
man. You gotta wear that.
Yeah.
When
So
I
true.
saw that first mark after 2 wears, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat these into the ground, man. But
You got to wear them, man.
like
Yeah.
Ash said, man, it just felt a bit rushed, a bit
It had the
lackluster.
tab inside it with the colorway from the last pair.
Yeah,
No
Oh
dust
yeah,
bags, no
the
numbering.
sticker on it.
it just
Yeah.
wasn't as
Yeah.
special as, and no
Mm.
one's seen the shoe since what 85, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, I
Come on, man.
yeah, like I just feel like they gave that reverse bread a whole like red carpet, and they gave
Yep.
this a kind of
Of
like
all
a little
colorways,
rug.
you know? The
Yeah,
fuck.
that's what I
Yeah. Not
mean,
fair.
man. That's what I'm
Not
saying,
fair.
and like, yeah, I don't know. That for me held it back, but for me personally, aesthetically, that is the best looking shoe so far this year.
Yeah.
That's
I
fire.
think it's gonna age
Straight up,
beautifully.
that is definitely in my like
Yeah,
top two, top three, even like
Yeah.
of the past 6 months. I mean, going forward, sort of the next 6 months. I think what I want to see personally, I'm actually really excited to see Jerry's stuff that comes out with
Yep.
Adidas.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I'm not massively gassed to see a lot of stuff from Kanye with Gap. Like, it's not really my thing, but obviously I might get a few pieces here and there. But I'm really like, I'm hopeful for Jerry, man. Like, hopefully he can come out with something like nice that sort of migrates seamlessly from his transition from Nike to Adidas. So, hopefully he has a good sort of, I don't know, response from it, I suppose, from moving over to the free stripe.
Mo, do you think there's going to be a way that he can get like this new essentials crowd to care about his shoe? Because I've even heard a lot of people that don't even really know who he is. They just know this hoodie that's
nah,
got essentials written
there's
on it, you know?
there's no connection there.
It's not in that.
The UK kick, there's none.
Do you know what there would be if there was a lot of hype and a lot of fans of the regular essential sneaker? Does that make sense?
Mm,
Yeah,
So if there was a following of the essential sneakers that are out already, it would be a natural progression for people who loved that essential sneaker to move over to like Adidas essentials or whatnot.
but I
That's
think I know Dean works in the market and stuff, but do you think they would consider giving it to your Molly Mays and all them lot, this is his new
oh
shoe, to get that crowd if they're just going for pure sales or
nah, I
what?
don't think so.
They never would.
I don't think so. I don't think that. I just don't think it's what Jerry would allow. Like, I just
Mm.
don't see when
But I'm
they.
just talking about like not like doing a promotion for them, but like just giving them the
getting
pairs to
product out,
post and shit.
Depends
influencer.
how much
Yeah.
control he's gonna have, because generally what you see is like with brands, like a lot of brands, especially big brands, everything needs to be checked, right?
Okay.
So if someone representing essentials, someone at Adidas said, can you look at this content, what do you think? And he says, who the hell is this, who have you got wearing our brand like this? you know it's all down to the individual. I think the problem with essentials at the moment is that fully blew because of like word of mouth, TikTok, and like other people in London wearing it. A lot of the people wearing essentials don't know who Jerry Lorenzo is. They don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what fear of God is. They don't care about shoes. Even a lot of them. You see a lot of like comedians and people like that wearing it, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's already out there. But what you're saying is interesting. Like Adidas will probably really want that
Yeah.
scenario
That's what I'm
where,
thinking. Yeah.
yeah, but how will Jerry let that? Like, depends how much
Mm.
control he's got, and I don't see him wanting to cheapen the brand.
Mm.
Con-
Yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe the brand has been cheapened a little bit by how accessible it is now, but
yeah.
I don't think he would actively, consciously do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he can't
Like this,
control.
like this is his time to show that he's got control over the brand.
Yeah,
That he not over
exactly.
the brand,
That's
the
what
product.
Kanye wanted, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna.
Do you think
Yeah.
they're gonna start out super duper limited
I think
to
it's all
get
gonna.
the
I think it's all gonna be limited to start. Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
saying.
Mm,
I don't know
yeah.
how available it will ever be, but
Mm.
you'd hope that. You know what? I don't know. Like, because I see so much essentials now. It's actually put me off a lot of it, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
that's just a reaction a lot of people have to seeing something you see all the time, and it's like I don't
Of
want to
course.
look
Yeah.
like everyone else.
Yeah, it happened to me with Supreme. Just as I got into it, I started
Yeah,
to hate it.
yeah, because like that's
Mm.
why I never really got into it because some of the pieces are sick. Like I've got one Supreme piece, the Nike collab, which I love. Like I really adore that check hoodie thing, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
see so many people rocking Supreme and the bag, the little man bag, and like
Yeah.
I just get to the point where it's like, I just feel like I'm not an individual anymore when I'm
Yeah,
wearing it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, and that's how
Um,
Essentials is going a little bit, but
Hmm.
like, yeah, you'd hope it. I don't know. I'm interested to see. It's going to be massive
yeah,
what Jerry does here. I think this can
100.
cause it can either cause huge waves or it's just going to be a bit like Sean's stuff where it was a bit of a
Mm.
whimper, wasn't it? Like Sean's Adidas stuff was uh, should we call it niche? I don't know what to call
Yeah,
it.
it just seemed
Like,
like a personal thing for him.
yeah,
I'm
it was.
surprised. I don't know. I don't know if Adidas was expecting it to crazy blow. Maybe it did well in different countries that are
Well, they
more into
sold.
that stuff.
They definitely sold. They just didn't have a high value. But like, I know
Yeah.
Proxseed was saying on day of the release that they sold more pairs of that shoe than any other shoe that day.
Wow.
Yeah. So people like it probably resonated with a certain type of audience, but like it was weird. It felt weird, didn't it? It just like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
For sure, man.
And the
For
fact he
sure.
signed with Adidas and then released the ASIC shoe before the Adidas even came
Yeah,
out was
yeah,
fucking
yeah. That
weird.
was so strange, man. And yeah,
Madness.
just weird.
So, I think collectively, lads, I think we can all say that the first 6 months, we just need to see Nike do less bullshitting, man. They need to do
Yeah.
less
Nike
bullshitting
sort it
and
out.
be fucking real, like with your consumers and the people you're collaborating with. And I suppose collectively for the future, we just want to see other brands other than Nike do really well.
I'd love it if collectively the shoe of the year was not a Nike shoe. Or
Yeah,
even like the top
Exactly.
two or
and
something would be lovely.
Yeah.
like this is not us hating on Nike, by the way. This is us
Yeah,
literally
oh,
just
not at
want,
all. We
we
love
just
like
want, yeah,
Nike. Yeah,
we just want competition. I want to see
definitely.
a healthy sneaker market. And do you know what? Like personally, I would say my like, no, I'm not copping a lot of Nike at the moment. Nike, I'm not copping a lot of it. So I want to see a little bit more, and
Yeah.
Even Jordan brand, not copying loads of
barely
Jordan
any of
brand.
it, man. Barely any of it, bro. They're dropping. I mean, I
Yeah.
see now. What's this light blue Travis 6? You see that, boy? I don't even
Stop it.
know.
Oh, really?
I,
Stop it, man.
I saw a
Yeah, stop
picture.
it, man.
I saw a picture.
Yeah,
Did you
That's
see
all
the
I
Billie
need.
Eilish Jordans?
Nah,
yeah,
nah.
stop
What
it.
are you saying?
There's like
No,
was it a fluorescent yellow kind of colorway?
mm,
uh,
I'm not gonna
uh,
enjoy seeing that, man. I'm not gonna enjoy seeing that. Cool. That was a great segment, and we smashed that
oh
one.
Lord, I just googled it, bruv.
You see it, yeah?
Oh my days.
Stop. Just
It's a KO, isn't it?
Yeah.
AJKO.
Boy.
no, man.
Oh no, that
It's
ain't it. That is not it.
cool. Right, lads. So we're moving on. It's that time again. Our favorite part of the podcast, and we have HSU question time. This is the part of the podcast where we give you, the listener, a chance to ask about absolutely anything that's going on within the sneaker realm. And this week on HSU Question Time, we've got quite a few questions from you guys. So a big shout out to everyone that gets involved each and every week. And the first question comes from the homie Nate J. Rollins. Shout out Nate over in Brizzy. What hyped pair would you never wear? That rhymed. That's quite sick. Ash, let's go to you first.
That is interesting question. Hype pair I wouldn't wear. See, my automatic answer would be the Sean Wotherspoons because they're super hyped and I just don't care about them. But if I had a pair, I guess I would wear it 'cause it's not like it's awful. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come back to you. That's my answer for now. But let me try and think of something else.
fair,
Oh,
fair
oh!
enough.
I thought of one. The Nike mag.
Yes,
Yeah, wouldn't wear that. I think
I'd,
that shoe looks ridiculous on anybody that rocks it.
I'd agree. I'd agree. Dean, how about you, man? Hype pair you would never wear.
The Sean is a good shout. The Sean Wotherspoon, whatever 97 collab thing.
Yeah.
hybrid. I don't like that pair. I know
No,
I'm in
it's
the
not great for me.
I know I'm in a minority. It's do you know what, like the design, I get it. Like it's it's just personal, isn't it? It's one of them things where it's like I get it. Like I see it, I'm like, okay, if you're like I get it. Like the design, the way it wears down, all of that stuff's really cool. The actual concept is so unique and different, but it just doesn't do anything for me, man. I would never wear that shoe. Like even if I got one, I won't lie, I would sell it or trade
Oh,
it
ASAP, yeah.
easy. So, uh, do you know what? As well, there's quite a few Travis collabs now. I wouldn't touch. 27 is it 270 or was it 720?
270, yeah.
Yeah, is it 270?
270, yes. 270 React, I
Ah,
think.
yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
touch that. I wouldn't wear.
Any SBs?
Oh,
Probably loads.
the SPs. I forgot about that, boy. All right, let's get started here. Okay, Grateful Dead, Ben and Jerry. What else? What else? Talk to me.
Would you rock the
That new
Travis?
one. That new one. That the
The P-Rod.
Paul. Oh my
P-Rod.
days.
Bruh.
What
That's
else?
it, innit?
Oh boy, that ain't it, man. That shoe is like
The camcorder.
the camcorder, yeah. What they've had a lot of those, man.
Did you like those? No, we spoke about the Chinese. What was the one? The Chinese market or whatever it was.
Oh Lord, nah, no.
The mismatch one.
I get. Do you know what?
Was it Street Hawker?
Street Hawker. That's it. Yeah.
I like the story behind those. I do like the idea and concept, but I don't like the way it looks. But
What about those pink ones? What's that one called?
the pig one.
Strange Love.
Oh hell no!
Do you know what? They're alright.
That's a hype shoe. Yeah.
They're alright. I wouldn't wear them though, but they're alright. They're like
the toe box is a bit funky to me.
they're so shiny and pink.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's a bit funky for my taste. I don't the Sean Clivers as well. I'd actually wear the Sean Clivers over the Strange Love.
Yeah, I remember you didn't mind those ones. I didn't. Like
Nah,
those ones
I didn't
either.
mind them, but I'm not a fan of like gold swooshes and things like that. So yeah, yeah, Dunks for me. Yeah, sorry, Dunk fans. That was pretty like.
Supreme Dunks.
Which ones are they again?
The Supreme Dunks had the black, green.
Oh
white
hell
stars
no! What
around
the
it.
star on the mid panel? Nah,
Yeah.
boy. Nah. Do you know what?
Bucks as well.
Anyone that wore those and turned down $1,000 or whatever it is, I salute you, bro. Like that, you are different levels. You are different levels.
You're a big fan. You must love them.
You must love
Dean
that
basically he's not wearing anything. Like, it's not.
shit.
Fair enough. I think for me, hyped pair wise, I just none of the Air Yeezy ones. They're just
I never liked them.
They're awful.
Do
awful.
you know what? I
man.
respect how like out there they are design wise, but yeah, aesthetically they're not. They're definitely not for everyone, man. They're just not for everyone. Yeah, it's true.
Air Yeezy too.
You gotta whisper it, bro. You gotta whisper it. If you say this, out loud, like people are gonna come for you, and you're gonna be like getting accused of all sorts, man. God forbid you don't even mention the Red Octobers, man. Don't even touch on it.
For me, Nate, it's the Air Yeezy one, man. Nothing for me. Air Yeezy 2, yeah, I don't mind. Solas, I don't mind those. They're cool, but
did those Yeezy ones release over here like properly, like on Nike and stuff? I don't even remember the release of that shoe.
So I can't remember myself.
So I remember randomly when I was at a Mac Miller concert, Shepherd's Bush, I saw some dude rocking it. That was the first time I saw them like in person. I was like, those are fucking
Yeezy one.
Shit. Yeah. The beige color one.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
The 2 is so much better than the 1, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the one is different.
I actually wanted the 2s.
The 2s because they got a cool look about them, but I would never rock it. I'd never rock it.
No.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciate that question, Nate. And next question comes from ST11 Sneakers at ST11 Sneakers. In this hot weather, what is your go-to sneaker? Does it have mesh? Is it leather? Are they sliders? Dean, let's go to you first.
You know what? I don't actually think about this. What I do notice though is that I tend to go for lows when it's really hot. I rarely will rock a high. Just feels more restrictive, doesn't it? And you won't see me like busting out like some heavy suede shoe when it's really hot. I generally keep it like leather or even like canvas ain't too bad. Do generally, yeah, just lows and anything colorful. Mesh is always good. You can breathe a little bit. That's why the Sakai initial Sakai, not them nylon shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice to wear.
Great shout.
Yeah.
Great shout, man. Ash, how about you? Go to.
Yeah, like Dean, I don't really super like think about it too much, to be honest, because my feet don't get like crazy, like swampy and stuff for it to be a big issue. But I will generally go for like a runner kind of shoe. So one of my A6 or even the Sakai's, something like that is perfect for this kind of like hot weather. I think I wore my off-white Prestos the other day when we went out because they're super
Jeez.
breathable.
Yes, sick.
That shoe, that toe box, there's like nothing to it. It's like if it's like a loose sock kind of thing. So it's a nice
Yeah.
little breathable shoe, that one.
Yeah, nice pair, man. That's sick pair.
I think for me, it's always got to be. Yeah, I agree. It's got to be a low, but I always think it's got to be a shoe that does have like a lot of like perforation.
Yeah.
If it's leather, like it's quite restrictive, isn't it? Even though you do have perforations like on the toe box or
I
whatnot.
don't feel like that does that much, you know. Those
Yeah,
little toe
and
holes.
I don't really sweat like that bad neither,
Yeah.
to be honest. But I mean, a great shoe, as Dean said, is Sakai, man.
Mhm.
I think that would be a go-to for me. So yeah,
Always
and
forget
Preston,
how much you can see your socks through those Sakai's. Like even the new ones, it's like proper
yeah,
holy.
yeah. I went true to size in those as well, and there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, you can see like your toe and
On which
whatnot."
ones? The
For me,
original
it was
ones or
fine.
vape?
Yeah, the original ones. I
Man,
actually need to
true
wear
to
the
size.
vapors.
True to size works best on them, in
On the
my
original
Yeah,
opinion.
ones, yeah, I had to go
Yeah,
true to size. I don't think I
yeah.
could go
Otherwise,
half
if
down.
you go half down, you're gonna have that toe gap.
The thing
that's
is, like,
what. Yeah,
even what people are saying with the clots and stuff, I think if most of us had a see-through toe box in most of our shoes, you'd probably see some sort of gap because no
I just,
one, unless you
I,
like super snug shoes,
I just,
you
I
got a
just
little
think that
space.
that shoe had a bit of a design flaw. Personally, I
You
just don't.
reckon?
I don't. Yeah, that shoe, like no
No, some
one's
people's one, it looks like it's two sizes too small. So
no one's foot looked right in that shoe, bro. No one's foot looked right in that shoe. I don't know what the hell was going on. I didn't see one pair where I wasn't looking like raising my eyebrow like what the hell. I don't know. I don't know.
do you remember we saw that picture recently? Someone like covered their app with the gap in it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What with the tag, the at tag?
Yeah,
Oh no, no,
strategic placement.
that is not the
Right,
one.
I rate the ingenuity there.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw that hat on there. No one see that.
Crop that shit.
Great question there. Our next question is from at Chowdrito. Shout out to you. He says, tried and tested silhouette or a relatively unknown or low-key hyped sneaker? Maybe I'll trigger this one off. I actually I like to think I'm a bit calculated when it comes to like buying a sneaker. Like, so I actually do a bit of my background research. So I do kind of watch videos, and I know I shouldn't really watch like reviews and videos or early leaks or whatnot of reviews of the sneakers. But I always like to think if I'm gonna be spending like £150 and whatnot, up to £200 on a pair of sneakers, it needs to be like worth it, and it needs to be like, okay, yeah, that's a sneaker that's for me. So I would actually say tried and tested silhouette, because if I go back like in history, or not history, not too long ago, obviously, but if I go back to the over breaks that I copped, and if I didn't chat to friends and whatnot, like Ash, when I was chatting to Ash about those over breaks, he was saying to me that he watched a review to say minimum go half size up, even full size up. If I actually didn't go half size up on that sneaker and I went true to size on that shoe would be pinching the hell out of my toe. So I think I'm always calculated in a sense that it should be tried and tested silhouette for me. So yeah, that's my choice, to be honest. Ash, how about you, man?
Yeah, when it comes to like new shoes, it's always scary, especially if it's like a new shoe that's going to be some proper hyped one, because you really never
Yeah,
know how any new shoe is going to fit, to be honest. You try and hope you find a review of someone doing it early, but even when it comes to like people's sizing guides, it can vary so much. I remember when I was getting the Yeezy 700s, I asked someone that had the original pair, and they said, "Oh, I went half size up and it was way too big. Go half size down." Then somebody else said go a full size up, and then someone else said half size up. So you never really know what. In the end, I went half size up, and it didn't really fit me. I had to go and change it for full size up and whatever. So I like to stick to stuff that I know is going to fit. But in general, like say if there's a new pair that's like a collaboration coming out, I will go and cop or go and try on like a GR pair to get my sizes known before I do it. So I don't mind either or, you know.
Dean, how about you, man?
I always like to try something new. I always like to try something new, see how it looks on my foot. Because sometimes you don't know until you get it on, right? I mean, sometimes like a shoe could be looking to you like when you see on other people, like you see on Instagram, don't look quite right. But then you try it and you're like, oh, I kind of get it. But at the same time, it is hard to like steer away from, the stuff is going to treat your foot right. Some shoes are brutal. Like, uh, boy, the amount of times where you don't know, you try something new and you're out for a whole day or something, and your toe is fucked or your pinky's looking like fucked up in all sorts of ways, and it's just
Oh, God.
it can be the worst, isn't it? But I do like to experiment. I think it's always worth a go. Like you never know until you try it, and sometimes what I like to do is quite interesting. Yeah, it's a bit stupid as well, but when I'm on the train, if I'm going to work, when you like if you're standing and you can see your reflection in the panel.
Yeah.
When I can look at my shoes in that angle, I can actually see how they are appearing. And that for me often will dictate if I'm aware that I swear to God, bro, because even in the mirror, like obviously you do, but when you're out and about and you see it in public, I'm like, oh, like sometimes I'll be looking at, I had one of my 180s on recently, and it was looking brock up on my foot. So I never want it again. I thought I was looking sick. Yeah, me thinking, oh shit, I'm bringing the 90s back, and then and then I looking at my foot looking like a baguette.
Oh my God.
We got it. We
There
got
we
it. Ash.
go.
Oh,
Bang,
boy.
bang. We have the
Back.
clip.
He's officially back.
Oh shit.
Oh, I missed you, boy.
Good question.
For real, man.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, man.
Great
Oh
question.
boy.
Moving on to the next one, lads. We have a new handle here that we haven't really seen before, which is good. So welcome. At Hans Gruber.
Die hard.
Shout out Die Hard. Shout out Alan Rickman. Shout out Bruce Willis.
He says, if you could collab on a pair, what would they be? Colorway, materials, etc. I think we have touched on this on a previous podcast before, sir. Dean, let's go with you first.
I have touched on it before, but do you know what would be? We're all lying if we say we don't want to do like Jordan 1 or Jordan 4 or Jordan 5. Like, we're all lying, man. It's just true. It's just true.
The thing is, if we did it, it's going to end up coming out like some mid colorway because it's so hard to get. Like,
I know, man.
Works.
I know. Like, you gotta go to like Japan and go through all the coloring textures and try and find something, man. I don't know. Like, I would love to do a sort of like Jordan 5, right? You know how like when they have that stitch look, the old school sort of stitching. I would love to see a like real premium suede black pair come with some of the like the mustard and cream hints that they used on like the Union, something like that. That would be fucking flames. But outside of that, I'm not gonna lie, it's so cliche, but I would love to collab to make my own Jordan 1, man. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't? Like, I would love to make something a little bit different. I haven't actually thought about. I've got quite a few different variations in my head when I've thought about this before, but there's so many ways you could do it and make it personal to you. We've touched on it, but yeah. So I'm gonna go with. I'm not trying to be boring, but I'm just being honest there.
If they did Nike by you on Jordan 1s, do you think that would ruin everything?
Oh yeah. 100. Oh yeah. Nike, don't get any ideas.
It'll be over, innit? They would never don't kill them.
Delete that a bit more.
Yeah. Don't listen to Ash there, Nike.
They'll probably do it on mids only anyway, so it's calm.
Yeah. Ash, how about you, man? We have touched on it before.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something different that I would do. I'm not going to say Jordan 1 because that's just the obvious. Probably do Sakai waffle, like the original LD one.
Nice.
Same as the standard materials that came out, but colorway wise,
Ooh, that would be
what,
fun.
what could I do differently?
Oh,
It's
there's a
such
lot there, man. There's
There's
a
a
lot that
lot.
you
There's a
can.
lot in it. 'Cause you got two different
Yeah,
swooshes, two tongues.
you need to see like a whole color palette in front of you and see like have
Yeah.
it in your face. Yeah,
Mm,
and when then you can start like like visually like drawing it in and stuff. That's when you start to, I think, be able
yeah.
to. Yeah.
I'm struggling on the color palette that I would go for, man. It's mad hard.
Do you know what? After all these
Yeah.
ones we've seen, forest green with them creamy hints
Whew.
and a yellow.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
like
Ah,
a
yellow.
variation. It's just because they did that limey one before they probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would that has got some potential. That pair.
Even
Yeah.
like a beige colorway, like
Yeah,
all over beige kind of thing with some.
off white beige. Yeah,
Yeah. Be fire.
with the mesh, man. I miss
Mate,
them
that
mesh
shoe's got a
waffles.
lot you can do with it.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
A
Mm.
lot.
Not as nylon though.
No, hell no. Get the
No, it's
nylon
not.
away from me.
Yeah, man.
Great shout though. I think what I would go for is I'd go with a Saucony Shadow 6000.
Come on.
And do you know
I,
what?
I'm gonna interject here. Just to
Yeah.
ask you. Yeah. So you're telling
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
I know where
I'm,
this is going.
you're telling me, right? So someone comes up to you and says, "Yeah, Mr. Morris, yeah, Maurice, talk to me, yeah. Well, you can have any collab, yeah. And nah, I'm not trying to downplay like your love for Saucony, obviously, but I know you, yeah, and I know, I know it would be a fucking Jordan, bro.
It would be a Jordan, yeah. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm
I
thinking
know,
like
I
at
know,
the,
I know, I
I'm
know, I know.
I'm thinking at the beginning of my designing career.
Nah,
That's,
that's not the
I'm not
question.
at the peak. I'm not at the peak
Now,
yet. I'm not,
tell us how you do the Saucony though, for real.
you know, I'd think it'd be quite plain to be honest. But you know the
Man,
whole
get the biggest opportunity is going to do a plain white shoe.
no no
Piss
no
off.
no. Do you know the Air Jordan 5 Anthracite that came out
Oh yeah.
recently? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
got your suede, your charcoal,
Mm.
your mesh, your 3M. I think it'd be a combination of that. Maybe like black, charcoal, grey, and white of some sort of sneaker like that. I don't know. Something real like something that you can wear every day because I don't know. I'd want my sneaker to be worn all the time by like whoever's buying it.
Mm.
So if I went with something like subtle like that first, maybe like later on down the line, if I had other opportunities with like other brands, then it would be a bit more loud because then they can see my progress of like how it got a bit more louder and a bit more pop to it. Um, so yeah, for now, I'd probably go with that because I think last time I did actually go with a Jordan or a Nike. I'm pretty sure I did, and I said it was going to be like Filipino colorway,
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
color.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so just that's why this time around I thought I'll go a bit more subtle with it.
Man went indie cut. Man went
I
for the
know, I know.
man went for the indie festival's choice.
I'm rolling loud with us, bro.
So yeah.
Great question there. And the next question is from Steed1836. If your house was on fire, what three pairs would you rescue? I'll go first with this one, lads, because I think we've touched on this one before as well. I think it's probably a different three that I've chosen, like historically. I don't know. But for me, I would probably 100%. I'm taking my Travis Scott ones with me, with all the laces. Maybe I can leave the pink laces actually. I
Cold.
would take my Pattern 991s with me because those are just freaking fire. And I'm taking my Chicago ones.
Yeah, boy.
Real simple. Real
Can't leave
simple.
them
Like
boys.
there's his history there. There's hype there, and there's current in that list. So that's my reasoning for those three. Ash, how about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about which way to go for this. Do I go for the ones that are worth the most because I'm going to need some money to buy a new set of shoes? Or do I go for the ones that are probably hardest to replace? Right, I'll go for my A6 homage, which I mention all the time. That box is going to be hard to carry with me, but I'll go for those. Jordan 1 Unions as well, one of my faves. And the last pair, probably probably my second pair of bread ones that are still fresh. Take those three.
Smart choice going with the fresh ones. Yeah.
Wow. D, how about you?
Yeah, mine's boring, man. It's the Chicago's in both the unions. I just like if I look at the three pairs that I like the most, and like the ones that where I really enjoy, just like even looking at them, just like taking them out of the box, and but that like it's painful because that is saying goodbye to a lot of shoes I adore, like Shadows, and even like all the other like all my 180s, and even my Blazers and stuff like that. Like yeah, it would suck. I don't think I could go again. I really don't. I think if I lost all my shit, not to make this a bit dark, but I genuinely don't think I could. I would buy shoes again, but not in the same way.
Yeah, if you got the retail price in the insurance for all your shoes, what would you do on the new come?
I think you just have to go for the ones you like the most, right? And like just start
Yeah, would
again
you
with
go resell on them like ones that you like unions?
yeah, because you
send
know
them
what?
back?
There's no point being like, oh, I'm gonna build out my collection with retail pairs that I like a bit. Like
Yeah,
I'd rather just let's go get the big ones that I lost that I really love, and yeah, and
then let's go to the new stuff when it comes.
yeah, just when
And
it comes as it comes, right? Because
yeah,
like you can't. There's too much to replace. This is thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's
It's
too
like
much.
it's gone. It's a write off. Sayonara.
Fucking scary.
It's scary as fuck, bro. Sometimes I think about that when I'm out.
Mate, I
Yeah.
got burgled. How long ago was that? 2015,
Oh my days.
and that was like one of the first things I thought about.
Your
I don't
shoes,
know
yeah.
why. Yeah, I was thinking about my shoes, and then I thought these guys aren't gonna fucking know what shoes are. Luckily, it was then. If it was now, they probably
Now,
would have taken
they would
stuff.
have. Now they would
Yeah,
have, bro. Now
and I
they're
had some.
targeting
I
shoes.
can't remember what came out. It might have been. I had something good that literally was just like brand new, just in my room, and they didn't take it. They took everything else though. But yeah,
Fucking
Black
hell.
Cement Freeze.
yeah.
2012.
No, it's 2015. 2015.
Oh, 2015.
Yeah.
Oh. Our last question here, lads. We had quite a few of these actually, so I thought I'd sort of amalgamate
Let me
again.
crack my neck.
Literally,
This is
like
a big question, boy.
this was everyone's question this week. Everyone wanted to know our thoughts on this. But basically, shout out RJOF89, Mike Knows Best, Techies and Sneakers, and at live.dreams. Their question basically was saying how important are sneaker boxes to you? And that comes on the back of a certain retailer.
I mean, like you can say it's Offspring.
Yes,
Obviously.
Nice Kicks has posted. They got 4 million. Everyone's seen this shit.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, this comes off the back of a video from Offspring that somebody's recorded and chucked it all over social media.
Yeah.
And it's of somebody, one of the staff, like with an ambush box, crushing the box, like jumping on it like a million times, because Offspring was selling their ambush cross dunk high sneakers without the box. So that it prevented consumers from selling them on afterwards. So this went round, going to say Friday, Saturday, perhaps, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the questions that we had this week was with regards to how important are sneaker boxes to you? Dean, let's go to you first, man.
Do you know what? I think like firstly, like obviously everything blew up over this. And we'll touch on that in a second. But yeah, the actual question itself, I really think this is really personal. And I like my boxes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've broken boxes before where it's like it's a shoe that I just use as like every day. Like my New Balance 878s when they came out, I dashed that box, I crushed that box.
Yeah.
But when it's like a special pair, I like to keep the box. Also, if you perhaps don't want that pair anymore in the future, it allows you to like sell it and get your money back, or like, trade it easier, whatever you floats your boat.
It looks spooky when there's no box sometimes.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know
the
where to
fuck
put
do you
it.
get it from then?
I don't know where to put it. I
Yeah.
got a little bit OCD with my shoes where I like to have them all in one area, and there's got to be some sort of synchronization, right, with the boxes. And even when I get a pair that's a bit smaller, so like, like 8.5 to 9, if I get an 8.5 shoe, the box is so much smaller, it pisses me off, right? But like, so like not having a box is really like troubling. But at the same time, I on this particular occasion, right? So one, yeah, like at the end of the day, do I agree with the idea of breaking our boxes to stop reselling? Probably not. No, I don't think it's it's practical. Perhaps, right? Was I bothered by this video? I wasn't, because the people recording this video were upset resellers, right? The people who were really getting agitated about this, at on the video itself and recording it, were trying to resell, right? At the end of the day, you don't have to buy it. Like everyone, obviously, we would love to buy this product with the box, but you're told you're not getting the box. So do you want it or not? People say, "Oh, it
That's
should be
one
cheap."
thing that wasn't mentioned in a lot of the videos going around.
There's no
That
context.
people thought that they bought the shoe and then they just broke the box in front of
There's
them.
no
They were
context.
told
Yeah.
beforehand, so it's a bit different if you look at it that way.
There's no context to this video.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be like some offspring defender. Like I've told, like, look, I don't agree with the box breaking, but would I have bought it? No. So it's like, it's up to you when it comes down. All right, this is the retailer. We are actively doing this, right? You have the choice if you want to buy it. What's the point in buying it and then whining about it like a little bitch afterwards? I don't get that. I don't get that. What's the point? You knew what you were doing, son. Like, you bought the shoe. Like, I don't look. I don't agree with retailers over like going really far like this to stop reselling. Like, I went to collect a pair recently and I didn't want to wear them, so I had them in a bag. And the lady there, she made me chop the laces off, and I was like, I did it because I'm keeping the shoe. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But it felt invasive. It felt like
it's literally, Dean, your property.
Exactly. She was telling me. She was telling me what to do with my pair of shoes that I paid for a week ago. Right? That felt wrong, and she could see in my face that I didn't like it. I actually laughed when she asked, and I could see in her face she wasn't entirely comfortable asking me. So it's like, it's one of those. The choice is still down to us, in my opinion. And while we may not agree, what I won't have time for, what I think is really just ridiculous, is buying it and then crying about it after. Like, no one wants to hear that shit. You went and bought a shoe most people would kill for, and most people wouldn't give a fuck about a box, to be honest with you. If you're telling me, yeah, you could have a shoe like that for retail without the box if you really want it, or for resale with the box, most people are picking retail, man. So yeah, I don't know. This caused a massive stir. I do think like it is a little bit unfair with the way this video was portrayed, and I do think like at the end of the day, this kid is a retail worker. He made the decision at the time to do that, from my understanding, and it's quite invasive. It's quite an invasion of his privacy. Him being recorded doing that, being distributed like to 4.5 million people. But
it was posted on their story, broken boxes, so it wasn't like it doesn't think it really matters.
But it's the fact that like, I don't know.
But misleading, yes.
It's misleading. I think it's very misleading. A lot of the Americans on Nice Kicks seeing that were thinking, "Oh my god!" Like, he's breaking the boxes, and like, it appeared a certain way, didn't it? Without context, it appeared a certain way without context. So
yeah. So to answer the actual question, how important sneaker boxes to you? Yeah, they're important to me. I like to have my sneaker boxes. I don't have like a sneaker wall or drop fronts or anything like that. I just have my shoes in boxes. So it's nice to have. I like having a nice box. I don't like my boxes being mashed up or anything. When they are, I get annoyed at it. I've definitely got some boxes that are stacked too high and I'm getting a bit damaged and I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. So I do like my boxes to be nice. And like Dean said, if you do eventually want to sell it or trade it or whatever, it's always better to have a box, because if I go on eBay and I see a shoe saying like, oh yeah, size 10, no box, I'm like, what the hell's the box gone? This always looks a bit dodgy to me, like you've got it from God knows where, whatever. But about that whole video thing and about, I don't know, I'm in like two minds. Like, I get the whole concept of you don't have to buy it, which is true, but when it's a shoe that's like coveted, then you kind of have to buy it, because if you don't buy it now, you're never going to get it, or you have to pay some big bucks.
But do you have to buy it?
No,
though,
you don't have to buy anything unless you have to buy. You have to buy food and water. That's all you have to buy. You don't have to buy any of these goods. But if it's something that you really wanted, and then that's the
No,
way
I
you're gonna
get
have to
that.
get it, that's the way you
Yeah,
have to get it, I guess. But I think it's a bit OTT,
it is. It is. It
and
is.
like I don't get the point of. I think either do it always or don't do it at all. I don't get the point of doing it like randomly on one pair. I don't know if they're trialing something out. Then who knows
So
if they're going to keep doing it or
my,
not.
do you know, like, not to interject you on
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
actually, but like my understanding is right, is that this was an impromptu decision made
Hmm.
by the staff member because of how many resellers were loitering around. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so like this is again like some added content. I only heard this today, and
Hmm.
this was like a decision made by the staff because they wanted to sell these pairs, but it was literally just resellers everywhere. They
But
were
isn't
just
that
because
what
they,
happens when you don't announce something and then
yeah, of course,
Central London is full of resellers running
but
from
bro,
shop to shop?
they loiter anyway. They're always
Yeah.
there. They are
Mm.
always there. Whenever you go, they're there. They're
Yeah.
there.
Hanging out with
They're
their
just
Sports
waiting.
Direct bag.
They are waiting, and they're aggressive and they're violent.
Yeah.
And so like, look, I don't agree with that. I think yeah, I don't know. The box is important to me. I
All I
wouldn't
know
have
is
made
I
it work.
want a discount.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of them things. You're not getting the box. You're entitled to ask, right? Does this
Yeah.
mean the shoe's cheaper? If they say no,
Mm.
then
Then
it's one
fuck it,
of
or
those.
don't buy it. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I don't agree with the concept, and I don't agree with other because it's not just them. We see it all the time from these
Of
US stores
course.
doing madness,
Yeah.
innit?
Making you do
So
kick flips in the
kick
shoes
flips,
and
doing
madness. Yeah.
press ups with the shoes on, so they get fucked.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I don't know. It's such a tricky. I do think this reflected worse than it perhaps could have. I feel
Mm.
like this was twisted a little bit and not really.
Didn't come off the best
It
way.
didn't.
And like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't. It wasn't contextualized very well. I
Mm.
don't look. I'm not trying to defend anyone. Like I would never do that to a box. I would never want my box ruined like that. But
Yeah.
it's it's one of those where yeah, it's hard, man. It's very nuanced conversation because this
Fighting
is
resellers is a losing battle.
it
Just like
is.
trying to fight bots, it's a losing battle.
Yeah, you're kind of. I get your point. Like you're like smiting the good ones
Yeah,
to stop the bad ones, but they're gonna sell
exactly.
it still.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get you, but
Someone behind you is the biggest ambush fan and they want to have their nice shoe in a nice box, and they're
yeah,
not going to get it just because these little pricks want to
it
resell
was
everything. You
it
know what I'm
was
saying?
just the way man did it. Like it looked like he was enjoying himself, wasn't it?
That video was fucking bad.
That's why
You
it
could have
came off
kept
so bad.
wee.
It literally looked like he was having the time of his life. That's why it looked that way. He's just like,
Yeah,
oh man, I don't know. Mo, what are you saying? What are you
It
saying?
wasn't good, was it? Like literally, it's like I don't think it was a proper, true representation of like the collector. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're a collector, like you want that box, don't you? But obviously they're doing it so that they can deflect like resellers and whatnot. Yeah, it makes sense. But I don't know. For me personally, like you guys have seen like my collection, I would personally want the box just because it's cool and because it was a collaboration. It was like one of those. It was a cool box, wasn't it? I don't know. I just think yeah, exactly what Dean said. It just it reflected badly, man. Not only on the retailer, but like the UK sneaker scene at the same time as well. Just looks it looks bad, doesn't
yeah.
it?
Don't you think they should have just, if there was that bad, they should have just pulled it from the shop and then just
Yeah.
re-raffled it? Because there was sure there was thousands of people that entered online. Send someone a DM and they'll be happy to
Yeah,
come and get it. You know?
They're supposed to be like keeping it for them hatch days.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You should be keeping it for that instead of just spontaneously selling it on the shop floor like that. Because
There's a lot of mixed messaging with that shop in general, because I'm sure they said a lot of stuff. They always say it's not going to be
Yeah,
sold in the store, then it is.
yeah.
So
No,
God knows.
there's no getting away from it. The communications are confusing at
Yeah.
times with Offspring. It's like sometimes you feel like you may say something and you didn't like people. There's a release you didn't know, right?
Yeah.
But I still think people are being too critical here. Personally, I think people are really gunning for them, and I don't think it's a particularly new or unique situation. But I just think, it's just because Nice Kicks posted to 4.5 million people, that shit's going viral. So,
Yeah.
it's one of them. Like, look, I personally think we're at a point with it now where you just can't stop the resellers. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like you
Did you
guys
see
are
that video of
saying,
the guy that bought like 160 pairs or whatever
yeah,
from Offspring online? It's
you
just
can't
like,
stop them. You
no.
can't. I mean, like, we know people that are like feasting on dunks
Mm-hmm.
and shoes and other pairs. Like, we know they're like people we really like. So
Yeah.
we see it firsthand, and
Yeah.
they are doing it on a much
They're
smaller
small fry
scale.
compared. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
wild to us, and that's the small level.
Like, we're seeing a smaller level, and it's like, whoa, you copping loads, and then you see like other people are doing it on like 10 times that scale.
Yep.
So like, I get it, it's one of those where you're like fighting losing battle, and it's sad to crush an ice box like like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's I get like, it's been a massive debate this week on this, and last few days rather, and I think I do think, and I'm just gonna say it, obviously, like the way Offspring raffle in times, some people get upset, right? So you got some man like they're frothing at the mouth for a moment, like this, and it
Oh,
like
yeah.
oh boy, like they see Offspring going on Nice Kicks, they're like, yes, this is my moment. The shirt rips open,
Mhm.
innit? So it's one of those where like I'm trying to like distinguish those sort of people from the people who are genuine. Like, I did see comments where it's like, wow, that's so upsetting. Like, why would they do that? And it's like, you can tell that person loves shoes, right? So
Mm,
it's one of those, man. It's such a nuanced conversation. I just wish that things were presented a little bit more fairly, because that would have at least calmed people down a little bit. Like,
yeah.
yeah, I was seeing some
I read through
venom
bare
in the
comments,
comments.
and it was like
Yeah,
a lot of people not getting what really happened.
yeah.
But yeah,
There's a lot of like shit that's just been made up as well. So it's
yeah.
just weird, isn't
But
it?
you can still be upset with them doing that, and you can be upset with any shop that has any extra rules and stuff for picking up.
Oh yeah.
You just like, I just want my
Well,
fucking shoe. Just give it to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah,
whatever way you look at it,
as a
it's your
consumer,
own view.
as a consumer or customer, you are always entitled to your opinion, and what you do with your money is your choice, innit? And
for real.
But what
yeah,
do you
like,
think about it being the same price? Honestly, should it be?
No, there needs to
it
be
shouldn't
something
be. No,
taken
It
off
shouldn't
it
be,
because
right?
that
it
comes
should
with
it
like
shouldn't be
the
the same price.
recommended retail price,
Because
doesn't
you
it?
get a shoe, you
Like,
get like, you go
surely.
to a normal shoe shop and the box is damaged. You can fucking get a little money off.
Yeah,
Like, hey, what's
well,
this?
most product, any product,
Yeah.
whatever the product is, if it says damaged box, you usually get it cheaper, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is the sneaker world has just become its own thing now. Like, it
Yeah, it's
is so
different, isn't it?
big now that it has its own set of rules. It's got its own sort of like hybrid, like ecological system that's in place, and like it's so diverse and big now where like that's one of the only sort of products at the moment where you could get away with something like that.
Yeah.
Think about what else you could sell, like smash up the box in front of a customer, and then like after that, like that's the pretense on having to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, there's
As
not
Drips
many.
was saying, like you walk into game and they just hand you the disc in your hand, you'd be like, "What? We get
Well,
we
no,
do."
do you know what? This is what I mean. It's literally like them saying to you, like, all right, we've got this game in stock, yeah, but they take the discount, like you can have it like this for the same price, right? So that's what it is. But the problem is, you can go and buy that same game anywhere,
Yeah.
anytime, for cheaper even. That's not
Download
the
it
case with
digitally,
these.
anything.
That's not
Yeah.
the case with these crap. That's the
No.
difference, right?
Yep.
And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, there's not as many things. It's hard to compare much to sneakers at the moment, like that.
Yeah. It's different.
See, I think it always comes back down to bloody consistency, like consistency of information.
I always
Yeah,
fall for that. Yep.
transparency as well.
Do you know what I
Transparency.
mean?
Yeah,
Like it's just changing all the time. Like you follow the rules like week in week out, and next thing you know, midweek, like there's been a rule change of some sort, and you're like, well, how come I didn't know about this?
Mm,
Somebody else knows about it, and I need to get in on this. Like
yeah.
it's like it's some rules for some people, and then another set of rules for somebody else. Do you know
We've
what I
seen
mean?
enough dodgy stuff in this sneaker game to know that nothing's consistent, and if you spoke about everything that you've seen online, it'd be peak for everybody. So
For real,
leave it.
man. Lads, that was a great question. I'm sure we could go even deeper into it. We could probably spend like another 10, 15, 20 minutes on it. But yeah, I think consistently from all of us three, like we would like to keep the boxes. So Offspring, if you're listening, come on, man, stop doing that. It's not cool.
Not on my
May have
pair
to cut
anyway.
that, I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, don't forget to get involved in HSU question time. If you saw the stories, no, let me cut that bit out. Yeah, let me cut that bit out. Let's move on to the next bit, lads. On to the next part of Half Size Up, and we have Cop of the Week. In this segment, we discuss what sneakers we copped and wanted to cop this week. And this week, we will start with Ash.
I can't remember. The UNC dunks. Was that last week or this week? I can't even remember now. Anyway, I got those if I didn't mention it last week. But also I got those Light Fusion Jordan 1s.
Yeah, I want those as well.
Say again?
I want those as well.
Yeah, I mean, I won so many of them.
Fucking hell, man.
It was like the easiest shoe to get. But like I said last week, I was on the fence about whether I wanted them or not. But like most shoes, if I can get it easy enough, I'll see it in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that shoe is like way pinker than I thought it was going to be. I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about it, whether I'm going to keep it or not. Don't hate it. I like the options of the laces and stuff, and I think the tongue tab where it's got that sort of goes from yellow to pink is very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I super love them or they're just okay. But might keep them, might not. The materials are pretty good for this pair. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I've copped this week. Yeah, that's my one.
Cool. Fair enough. D, anything this week?
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying I copped that. Like, I didn't mean to. I entered the raffle like instinct and end up winning. It's all right. It's not. I'm not keeping it. I've already got rid of it for retail to someone. But it's all right. Yeah. Do you know what? My cop of the week actually. So I managed to get the Nike Cold Wool Vomero 5 SP in the white. And this guy lists this, and he says he wears it once for an hour. Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, that's VNDS, right? So I went and I got it for 140, which is £30 less than retail. And boys, I tell you what, he did not wear this outside. Like, it was spotless. Like,
really?
Yeah, like, no, like, honestly, like, I actually got it sent to Mary's, and she told me, she goes, yeah, this is like, he's just tried this on in his room. Like, this is not worn for an hour. And it came, and it is like literally like just brand new. And I'm gonna wear the shit out of that boy because it gets all like, its whole point is like wear down.
Is this the one with the bit at the back?
Yeah, there's the battery, the rocket, the jet fuel in the back. Yeah, I love them, man. I love them. So that's my cop of the week. Very, very happy to have that pair because it's on StockX brand new for like 350, 400.
Whoa,
so
that's a good come up.
Yeah, man, big time.
That's dope, man. For me this week, lads, last week, managed to pick up the New Balance 2002R Cross Bathing Ape in both colorways, the black and Bape camo, and then the gray colorway. I actually put effort in for this one, lads, and I really haven't done that for a long time. I even had to ask Kim for permission to allow me out on a Saturday morning because normally we bring the little one to swimming. But yeah, my day kind of started at like 5:30 in the morning. I literally got a train.
I forgot you live far, innit? Sugar.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I put a lot of effort in for this, but managed to get into Bond Street for about 6:30. About 6:30 in the morning. The Bathing Ape store on Conduit Street was opening at 10 a.m. So I knew I was going to be in there for the long haul. Saw two kids there. They were both resellers off the bat. So I was literally third in the queue. It was really good just kind of actually networking with some of them, the younger ones actually, just to get their view on how like the sneaker scene is at the moment. And you know what? They're literally just hustling. They're literally just trying to make money. Like you can tell straight away they weren't sneaker collectors from like the clothes they wear or whatnot. They were just trying to make money. Like, obviously, they probably don't have no jobs. They were like 16, 17 years old. They put in the work. They were there from about 6 a.m., they were saying. And I don't know, it was just kind of cool to just chop it up with some younger lot just to see how they think that the sneaker scene is going at the moment. And it was nuts, man. It was just nuts to everyone's a freaking reseller. Like, no one is a collector, no one at all. Like, everyone that I met, like, I think by about 8 o'clock, there was a good 20 of us in the queue. Then, sort of, I'm not even joking, but the last 30 minutes, 25 minutes, it was just, the queue was just out of hand, like absolutely out of hand. I was
It's
kind
like
of
the
like
news had
fighting.
passed on, isn't it?
It was nuts. Like, all the scooter boys started coming and whatnot because like, they were probably at the JD Sports in Bond Street waiting for the light fusions. They copped that and then quickly
Oh
ran over
shit!
to
Yeah.
Conduit Street. I was nearly like fighting for my place, my third spot place in the queue because people were pushing in and
Was there any
whatnot.
fences or something? Was it just lined up against the wall?
Say that again.
Was there any like gates or anything? Was it just lined up against the wall?
It was lined up against the wall, but people were just like starting to overtake the wall. Like, so there was, I felt bad because there was these two Korean guys who were like fourth and fifth, like, so basically just behind me. They brought seats. They had to move their seats and were like, "Can I go in? I'm going in front of you because I was in fourth and fifth place." Da 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 da. And then guys were just like, "Get the F out of here!" Like, I didn't see you. This and that. The queue was overlapping and whatnot. But yeah, so this is when I'm going to say like 10 minutes before, manager of Bape came out and he was like, "Look, guys, you're going to need to do a single line." It was getting out of hand. They started putting barriers up. They were like, "If you're going to cop, you can only cop your size." He was just going in. It's like, I used to do this before. You know, I used to queue up for releases. I know how it is. I just want to be real, like, calm with you guys. I want everything to go smoothly. Meanwhile, guys are pushing in front of him while he's saying these words. And he's like,
kids don't care.
"Guys, you just stepped in front of me. I'm the manager of the store. I've just seen you bump the queue." They're like, no, just having a cigarette over there. Da, 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 da. And I was just like, you know what? Thank God I got my place right at the front. And I put in work to like get these sneakers. Obviously, it was just a ruckus. They didn't actually open till about 10 past 10. They let 5 people into the store. As soon as like they went into the store, like they would literally run into the sneaker floor.
Wow.
I straight away managed to ask for my size. They were literally like kept saying, "Oh, only your size, only your size. You can't mix the sizes." And then there was this guy writing him down on paper. And I was thinking to myself, this guy's just going to bring any old size for me. So I literally had to like check over like his paper like around 2 or 3 times to make sure that he brought the right size down, because there was like 5 people just asking for the size, like 10 and a half, 11 and a half, da, 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 da. Like, "Give me this color, get me that color, get me these shorts," because there was merch as well for the drop as well. So like I just had enough, because obviously I'd been there since 6:30. I wanted to get my shoes and I wanted to get out. So I literally got my shoes. They put it in this like massive like pink bathing ape camo bag like that I just didn't want because
That's so bait, isn't it?
it's so like
With them
baited in
black
the
boys
yellow
outside.
Selfridges.
Honestly, nowadays,
Fiending.
nowadays, any bag like that, or even Selfridges bags, you're
Mate,
so
I
prime.
never go home with a Selfridges bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, I didn't want to bring out my tote bag because like I just had loads of stuff to carry and whatnot. I literally, I managed to secure them. Shout out to one of our friends who was on till on the day, which was cool.
What was retail one of those? I didn't even know.
So they were 165.
Okay.
So managed to secure both of them for 330. Up and like, so after that, managed to went straight to Bond Street. I didn't look back just in case somebody was trying to chase me. Said, "Oi, come here." And I literally just went straight back home. And I'm not even lying here. As soon as I got in, I had to go straight out and see mum. So I had to go Stratford. And they've literally been in the shoe cupboard since Saturday. So I haven't really had any time to have a look at them like in depth.
Yeah.
but I will do at some point this week. So super happy to secure those two pairs of sneakers.
Yeah, I'm hoping they get a wider release because I wanted those bad, but I had dentist that day, so Mo messaged me and said, "Oh, do you want to come down?" And I was like, I would have come, man, but my tooth is done. I had
Do you
to
know what?
go
So
dentist.
I said to our mate, like, can I get one of this size and one of that size? And it's just like the manager just looked at me
Mm,
and he was just like,
side eye.
yeah. And then our mate was just like, nah, like resale at the moment hasn't been too bad when I've had a look, but I think it's more dependent on size as it stands. But yeah, those two pickups for me, super dope. I need to have a more in-depth look at them to be honest. So we'll hopefully get on foot of those this week at some point. So um, moving on, lads, to the next segment of Half Size Up, and we have Sneaker Peeve of the Week. In this part of the podcast, we have a slight rant about our biggest sneaker peeves. So basically, we get to go in on something that we've seen on social media or anything elsewhere. And this week's sneaker peeve of the week comes from Dean St1ll. So, Dean, over to you, man.
Yeah, look, as always, whenever it's me, I keep it short and sweet because we're running long. But I will say, and I'm not trying to have a go again in it, but I just want to know. So, like the people who have got like 4 pairs of shoes, like Jordan ones, all in the same colors, and then they've got the Dunk highs in the same colors, and then they've got the Dunk low in the same color. I just want to know what you're trying to achieve. What? What? Like, tell me, talk to me. Like, tell me, like, why do you need so many colors, pairs of shoes that look so similar and like literally serve the same purpose? I'm just curious. I just want to know what it is. Is it just the collecting side? Like, do you just get a rush from it? Like, I see people, with the like metallic purple Jordans. Then they've got the court purple high. Then they've got the other court purple, the 2.0. Then they've got the dunk purple high, and then they've got the female version one with the icy sole. And I'm just like,
How do you decide which one to wear when? What's the difference?
what? Which one do you like the best, Stephen? Like, what? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I've seen so much of it with the dunks lately. Like, I see one man, he's got the low grays, the high grays. He's got a Jordan 1 that looks grey. He's got someone else that looks grey. He's got another one that looks grey. And he puts them all together. Like, look at my shit hot collection. I'm just like, they're all the same. They all do the same thing. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Do you know
I
what?
don't get it.
You see it loads with like the Panda colorway or the UNC.
Yeah,
colorway.
boy, the UNC. Do you know? I see some people got the UNC. They got the Gold Coast UNC. They got the Costin UNC. They got the Fat Jordan 1 low UNC. They got the Jordan 1 high. They got the Obsidian UNC. They got the mid in there. They got this new UNC Jordan, the suede glue stain one. They got the Jordan 4 with the same blue. Like, bruh, like, what do you want?
The thing with the UNC one is that all of it came out within like 3 months.
Yeah,
I swear, man, that's one of my favorite colorways, and Jordan Brand have done their best to make me want to just throw everything away, bro. Like, I look at my Eric Costins, I want to throw them against the wall now. Like, I see
people are going to see that and think first of all that you've got the dunk.
That's they're going to think I've got the dunk. Yeah, boy. Oh man, do you know, like, and again, I'm not even trying to be negative. It's just like I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, I love shoes. I've bought shoes. I've been in rabid collecting phases where I'm buying loads, and I still never did that. Never did that.
Do you know, if they can say, okay, I'm wearing one left shoe on my foot, right shoe, one on my hand, my left hand, one on my right hand, I'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
you're like a dog.
No, you see, like I don't get that. Like, I think it's over the top. Like, but I have, say for example, black, white, and red Jordan 1s.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of variety in that, but even then, it's not exactly the same. It's not like these ones. These ones are mad the same, and these ones didn't come out all on the same like year within 3
Literally,
months
man.
either. It's just totally different.
And
So
they are different. Like you look at Chicago 1, then you look at Jordan 1 Black Toe, and then the Bread. Those are 3 different shoes. They are 3
yep, then a
different shoes.
Union, totally different shoe.
Yeah, totally
Yeah,
different shoe.
100.
yeah.
Those are different pairs. But like, I get like that these purple things, they're not the exact same, but they do the same thing, and they're not like OGs.
Yeah.
They're not historic. They're like, there's no like collab, right?
Yeah.
Like, I see, swear down, I see like the Court Purple 1.0, 2.0, Dunk High, the Dunk Low, the Fat Jordan 1 Low, the Nike SB Dunk Purple Toe thing. Like,
Do you know what they want, Dean? They want that sneaker wall with the
yeah,
rainbow
that,
colors.
that is it.
That's
That is
all
it.
it
you
is.
That
go.
is. That
'Cause
is
that
all it
There
gives
is.
you
you
go.
numbers, brother.
Yeah, it's true,
Yeah,
man. It's
that's
true.
it.
That's the thing that matter. I bet those people that have them post a picture of that. That's gonna blow up, be
Yeah, of
everywhere.
course it is. That kid must be the only reason because
That's the stuff
otherwise,
that people love.
yeah, you're
That's
right.
that's the
You're right.
wristband that gets you in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
man. Once you do that, you like you are gonna people gonna fuck with your page heavy, innit?
But
I mean, like
ultimately, you don't need it.
you don't, man.
Guys,
Like I just feel like less is more, and
Yeah.
yep,
when you
100%, man.
like I get having a low purple shoe and then maybe a high, right? Say like
Yeah.
someone who's got a cool purple one and then they decided they wanted a metallic purple one as well. Fair enough.
Hmm.
But you don't see that now. You see like every single one, like on
Yeah.
the shelf, like every single one. And like I
So
just
true.
oh boy, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It makes me question the sneakerhead when I see that. I'm like,
Some people just want numbers, bro.
yeah,
Someone wants
you're
to
right.
say
You're right.
that they've got 30 pairs of Jordans just because.
Like, it's so counterproductive, like, and it just immediately makes things uncool. You just
Yeah.
you don't want to go there no more. You're like, I used to think it's cool, and now it's like, nah, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. Guys, do better, man. You guys need to stop buying the same colorway of everything,
Just
making
yeah. Like
baggy like this, man.
find
Variety is the spice of life.
nah, do you know what? It doesn't even aggravate me. It just confuses me. I just don't get it. Like it makes me feel feel like I'm getting old because I don't get it. Like
Mm.
I just
Yeah,
I don't understand it. Like I get like, oh, you're new to shoes, but bruh, at least buy like one in a different color. Like, why do you want to be new to shoes if you got 10 pairs and 7 of them are UNC? What's that gonna do for anyone? You know what I mean? Like, oh
yeah.
boy. And like none of these man know about like North Carolina and like, Chapel Hill and all that shit, man. So it's just like
Yeah.
it's you can't even give it to like the historical side of things or like,
No.
it's just
No,
I
they
don't know,
don't.
like
They don't know.
yeah.
They don't know
Again,
nothing about it.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm really not. I just do not get this new phenomenon, and I think the dunks are a big part of this as well.
Hopefully, someone that does this hits us up in the DMs. Give us
And
a
says,
shout.
yeah,
Tell us
tell
why.
us, yeah, tell us why.
If you got
I'm
a
interested.
reason, it would be good to know.
Yeah, is it
Legit.
OCD thing? Is it where you
Yeah,
like
just being a
having like the
completist.
color coordination, the
Yeah.
completion?
Yeah.
Yeah, the completionist. Exactly. Like, tell us, let us know, because I'm interested. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just trying to understand because I'm old.
Do you know what, guys? Listeners, guys. Everything that we say during Sneaker Peep of the Week is light-hearted. So make sure
Always.
you're not taking it personally, and you're trying to jump in the DMs like this because it's all love.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's all jokes, man.
light-hearted. Moving on, lads, on to the next part of the podcast, and we have Take My Dough or Leave It Bro. This is a quick fire round. One of us names a bunch of sneakers, and the HSU team will have to say whether it's take my dough or leave it, bro. Simple game. This week it's Ash to set the tone. So, Ash, let's go.
What is good, guys? So, yeah, got 5 cool shoes for you today. A bit of variety. Some pairs you probably haven't seen much of. Some pairs you have seen much of. So, let's get to it. So, number 1 is the Nike Dunk Low Cider. Kind of looks like an SB vibe to it. It's got like orangish, burnt orange on the toe box, brown around the edge, some sort of navy, yellow, orange swoosh. What are you saying about these ones, Dean?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? Like, I can appreciate this pair. Like, it looks like the materials are nice, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They look
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really nice, but the colorway is not for me. It, it it's not even bad. I don't think it's bad. It's just it's not quite for me. I don't like the purple bits on it, and
I don't know why this shoe some reason looks more like a forum shape than normal. And then if it's
I,
the
kn-
pictures,
I don't know, but the
it
orange
looks
bits
different.
against the brown are really nice. And I
Yeah.
love the mid
Yeah,
panels. I think that mid panels a
yeah,
really interesting design choice. It looks really cool, but as a whole, I don't know. I feel like this could have been amazing, but it's
yeah.
kind of like middling a little bit. So for me, it's a leave it. But I do think it's a cool shoe. It's a nice pair.
What about you, Mo?
Yeah, so for me, I would say this shoe could have been really good in the autumn season.
Yeah, it's that
Um,
vibe.
yeah, I think it's not quite summer. I think the timing of this shoe
Yeah, good shout.
didn't really hit, to be honest. But like Dean, I do like this whole brown and sort of tan on the shoe. It works really well, to be honest. But I just don't think it's the season for it to release. So
Yeah, for a brown sole that's don't hit in this weather, it would be
yeah,
so weird to
exactly.
wear.
Yeah. So for me, it'll be a leave it, bro. But I think it's cool. If it comes out in autumn, then yeah, it's a go.
Yeah, for me, there's some factors about there's some bits about it that I do really like. Like I think it could be a good shoe. Might be one that I might just go for on one raffle just to see what it's like, but not a shoe that I need, and especially not for some. I'm not sure the release date on these, but not a huge fan of it. So leave it, bro, for me. But who knows? You might see it in the collection. Right, number two is two different
Mhm.
pairs, very popular in the previous colorways. We have the Air Jordan 4 times Union 2.0, Desert Moss, Taupe Haze. First of all, which one do you prefer? And are you going after any of these? Mo, you go first.
Yeah, so for me, Ash, 100%. I out of the two, I'd probably go with the Desert Moss. I do think both colorways are cool, to be honest. I think last time when we spoke about this, I wasn't quite sure on them. I wasn't very sure, but now that I've seen quite a few images, a couple leak images and whatnot, I've grown to like them a lot more. I think I will be going for the Desert Moss pair only because I think that's going to be the more wider release pair.
Oh, it's the Taupe Haze one. That's
Yeah,
Union only, right?
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm already like
Yeah,
anticipating the L, so I'll remove myself from that situation. I'll try for it, but I won't surprise myself and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go for that. So yeah, this is a take my dough from me, 100%.
What about you, Dean?
yeah, easy. Take my dough. I don't think either of them are as good as the first two.
That
Um,
Yeah,
Black Noir pair that's just fire.
honestly,
Yeah.
that pair, like, I wish I got two. Like,
I
it's
wish it
so
wasn't so expensive.
it rose
They
up
need to
quick.
find a trade or something, man.
It rose up quick, innit? It was like a
Yeah.
middling 400, and it just shot up.
yeah,
Yeah, I really like both of these. I didn't like them at first, but I've seen videos and pics now, and I'm like, okay, like Union
Yeah,
just they
man.
just do their thing, man. They always do their thing, and it's
Yeah.
really annoying, bro. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try and get them both. The Union exclusive is already an L. I'm gonna try, but it's an L. I mean, like, do you
It's
know what I'm
probably going
saying?
to be much harder than the first because it seemed like a lot of people won on that
Bro,
original
that
release. But
what's that? What's the other one? The exclusive one called?
Taupe Haze.
Yeah, that one like is low key gonna fucking bang off because I'm looking at
yeah.
it
I
and
think that
No,
one's fire.
yeah,
it is,
it's gonna
man. It is.
bang. It's gonna bang off that pair because like you're looking at the tongue and then like with the little the teal bits
Yeah.
against the kind
Yeah,
of off white and then you look at the way it hits against that kind of golden shade
Yeah.
of the colorway. I'm not a massive fan on the bluey purple bits, but
Mm.
they're not enough to put me off. I still
yeah.
think both of these are gonna look really banging on foot,
Do you get
man.
Lakers vibes from that one?
A little bit,
I
a little bit.
Yeah.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, me personally, Taupe Haze would be my number one. But as you guys say, online Union, it's probably going to be peak. Probably going to do a
Yeah.
different system to last time as well. Probably be like a proper raffle kind of thing. So it'd probably be a myth. But I would definitely take both of them if I can get it. Hopefully get a
Yeah.
W on the other one because I think did they release in all stores the last pair? Or was it just on
No, it was
sneakers?
super limited. It was on
Limited, yeah.
sneakers. Offspring had very small allocation, and then
Okay.
End as well had a very small
yeah.
allocation.
Okay. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was very very limited. So you'd hope
Where
that
do you
this.
do you get yours from OS? Your one.
No, I paid resale.
Oh, you paid
I
resale?
paid,
Okay, okay. I
Yeah,
forgot
I paid
about
I
that.
paid
resale, man.
resale as
I
Yeah.
well,
bought mine
man.
the day they came, the day they dropped,
Right.
420. Yeah, I just paid
I
it because
remember
I.
that's. Do you remember I met you down at work, innit? And that's when that's the only time I saw them. Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? They're so good, bro. Like
Yeah.
tongue up or tongue down, they're just so good. Like it's boy.
Yeah, that might have to be on my hunt list in a while.
I that's a pair you won't regret. You won't regret it.
Did
They're
you get them,
fire.
Mo?
Yeah. I paid resale for them. I wore
Man, why
them like
didn't you guys convince me to do that?
I don't know.
I missed
so
out.
nice.
Oh man,
God,
it,
I hate when that
yeah,
happens.
great. It's the worst, isn't it? When you see
Yeah.
pain.
All right, guys. Number 3, my brand, Saucony Shadow 6000 times up there, which is an Australian brand. It's like a forest greeny kind of colorway with a sort of purpley, pinky on the logo. What are you saying about these ones, Dean?
Do you know what? They're not bad. They're not bad. I like
There's
the
one thing that you're probably not seeing in the image that I think would put you off, which is the logo is like pattern leather, I believe.
Oh no, I just got a close up on High Snow. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah.
The green looks nice though,
The
man.
green's
And,
fire.
yeah, and like the cream on the back as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it.
It's one of the most comfiest shoes as well, this model.
Really,
Yeah,
really, I'm
mad
not
comfy, man.
surprised. Do you know what? Like for me, it's a leave it because I'm being strict. But this is definitely not a shoe I wouldn't like. If someone like I would try it on for sure. Definitely see how it looks
Yeah.
because the green looks beautiful, and against that, the mesh and the heel, the color, the off white on the heel is really
Yeah.
really nice. And that little pink splash is really cool. That pattern is a bit annoying, but
Yeah.
yeah,
We
leave
saying,
it
Mo?
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, man. For me, this is like my most favorite silhouette when it comes to Saucony, man. I've got a couple GR pairs of Shadow 6000, so like this is an instant like take my dough, man. I quite like the material on like the toe box, mid panels, that sort of mesh, and it's not just a regular mesh. It's got like a line and a circle. I don't know if you can see that on there.
Yeah.
Not just consistent throughout the whole
Yeah,
toe
it's really
box.
nice.
Just having a look at the packaging as well, and it comes with this nice little sort of the same colorway that's on the Saucony swoosh, like dust bag, which is pretty cool. Nice little box as well, with the up there branding on there.
4
The
sets
the
of
whole
laces as
colorway,
well. Wow.
Yeah.
yeah, the colorway is nice, man. It really works.
Passport inspired tissue paper. Yeah. Okay.
Mate, Saucony collabs, they always go in. Is this so under the radar? But they do some fire stuff.
Oh yeah. It's actually wow. It's actually it looks great. It looks great. The packaging.
Ooh,
I
Looking
can
at
see
the
Dean wearing these for some reason with his shorts. I can see it.
yeah. It's a nice pair, man. It's a nice pair.
it is.
It really is.
This shoe actually came out, I think it was on the 4th of June on their website. I think it's still in stock on their website, but it's Australian, so I wouldn't risk
Oh
buying it
yeah.
from there. God knows what you get charged.
You get bent
Supposedly
over.
there's supposed to be a wider release, but I haven't heard anything since then. I would like to like walk into End one day and just see it on the shelf and pick it up, but I don't know. Would you actually pick these up, Mo, or no?
Yeah, these are take my dough for me, man.
Yeah.
Defo.
Very
Yeah.
fine shoe. Right, guys. Number 4, we have the Air Jordan 1 Zoom Comfort Team Red. They're going for that cutout swoosh look again in blue. Team Red colorway. Dean, what are you saying?
Throw it in the fire. Throw it in the fire.
Stump fire.
Let it burn.
I'll give
Let
you the
it
lighter.
burn. Do you know what? I will pour the gasoline myself, and I will do it. Do you know what? This
Any
boy,
redeeming features?
Ash. I don't even know what to say
You seen
about
the
this,
laces?
bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
rope laces,
Those
man.
laces are ridiculous for that shoe.
This is a
on.
monstrosity of a Jordan. Like, honest to God, this is so bad. And you know what? The tops are off the blue on the outsole. Oh my God,
Yeah,
just a monster.
When does that ever
Uh,
work?
just so bad. I hate the Jordan 1 Comfort as well. The
Yeah.
high zoom Comfort is ugly as fuck, man. I hate the tongue.
You seen the material in the mid panel as well? It's
Yeah,
like
it
some
looks
sort of furry.
it looks so bad. It
Yeah.
looks so bad. Like this is like peak. What the fuck is going on at Jordan Brand moment?
Yeah.
And then like the colorways we're seeing come out that are getting leaked. My days. Oh, do you know what? Actually, looking at these pictures is upsetting me. Let's move on.
We say Mo.
Yeah, straight off the bat, these ain't for me, man. Just not for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've never liked the Zoom comforts anyway.
Nah.
So like, why would I like this? I don't
It's
know.
just so bad. It's just
The
so like
straight
impossibly bad.
away from the beginning, the laces, man, that
Yeah.
just
Oh boy.
man, that's the fail straight away.
It looks like the cords that I use to plug my guitar to the amp, bro. Like the laces. It's
Oh
so
god.
bad.
Them bendy USB cables.
I swear them thick ones that have the coating, the protective coating on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Terrible, man.
for me, this is a leave it, bro.
Yep.
I'll
Dumpster
leave this.
fire.
Dumpster fire, let it burn.
And to the next one. Right. So we have a New Balance 992. You know the vibes. This is the YCMC Rewind. Mad colorway. Mostly black shoe, you could say, with some blue hits or teal hits, purple, yellow on the New Balance logo. Comes with 4 different pairs of laces, some wild lace options. Mo, what are you saying on these ones?
Do you know what? So obviously, was looking at this earlier, and for me, do you know what this shoe reminds me of? It reminds me of, I think it was 2015. There was a Saucony Shadow 6000 Bermuda pack,
Okay.
and it
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
black,
Oh yeah.
purple, and teal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
I've actually got that pair
They were going
myself.
for
So
super cheap, weren't they? Yeah.
yeah, they were going for super cheap. But when I see the shoe, I was like, damn, this looks like the Bermudas. So do you know what? It does actually resonate with me quite a lot, to be honest. I actually don't have a pair of 992s yet, so this could be a great like entry for me if I wanted to cop this pair
Mm.
of 992s. So I'd say it'd take my dough for me. The laces are pretty cool. Which one was is the white sort of polka dot
Yeah,
and
that's mad. That pair.
triangle? That is fire, man. And I like the heel counter.
Yeah, in pink.
Um, it complements that other pair of pink laces as well. They're cool, man. They're just real cool. For me, it's a take my dough.
You've seen the insole as well.
Yeah,
Insole's wild.
wild. Yeah, I like it. I like it, man.
What are you
So yeah,
saying,
take
Dean?
my dough.
Yeah, these are dumpster fire, bro. These are terrible. I don't like these at all. The
Too much
spots.
going on.
Oh my god, the spots on the top. Like the way the colorway is designed, it literally looks spotty.
Mm.
It's like I can't like I like the 992 a lot as well. I think it's a banging silhouette. But for me, yeah, they're very, very like kiddie looking to me, man. I don't yeah, nah, I don't. Do you know what? This might be one of the worst New Balance pairs I've seen in a while.
You know what? With the spotty thing you're saying, on certain pairs where they have this really colorful look, there was like a teal blue teal rose pair that came out
mm,
before. You really
mm.
notice it more because it sort of sticks out
It just
that sort
creates
of
a
color. When it's
spotty
black and gray or
effect.
whatever, you don't really notice the big
It's
circles.
Mm.
But yeah,
it's because of the colors used because they've got that purple and the shapes of against that teal blue. It just to me like I really like the black. I really like the like midsole and the outsole. But it's the blue and the purple bits for me. I really don't like it, and the yellow against it as well. Oh, I don't know, man.
do you think if the purple was black, it would be calm or still a bit
Oh,
crazy?
yeah, I think it would be a much nicer shoe. This is to each their own, isn't it? This for me is not it at all. But I know you guys will like this pair, so you know I'm wearing a shoe with a battery pack on the back of it. So what can I say?
Yeah, for me, I love my 992s. This one I like, but I'm a little on. There's some little bits that I don't like the New Balance logo being in like that Volt colorway. Think that's a
Mm.
little over the top. That's not needed. The rest of the shoe, it's interesting. Because of the high price of 992s as it is, I would be a little on the fence of going for it over some other stuff that's coming out. But it's one I'd like to see like a review of to see what it looks like on feet and
It looks
stuff.
premium. It looks
Yeah.
premium as fuck. Like looking at it, like it looks like proper buttery and nice, but I don't know, man. I'm not
It's a
even trying to
really
be
hard colorway to
offensive.
rock. There's some New Balance that have come out, and generally they're the ones that you'll see sitting on websites where they're like these wild colors that don't sort of make sense. They look like they'll be made by like a kid or something. So this could, if it wasn't a collab, I would say these ones would probably end up sitting. But
Hundred
because it's a
percent.
collab, you never know, they might just pop off. But little on the
It'd have
fence
to
on this
be
one.
like it'd have to be like the focal point of your entire outfit.
In it, yeah.
Like you said,
Yeah,
it's an expensive shoe. Like it's a commitment, that shoe. So like
Exactly.
yeah.
you want it to be, you know,
Proper wearable, not like some niche outfit that you can
that's what I
just
mean.
pull together once in a while.
Like yeah, like I see the appeal with this. I feel like this was close to being a banger, and it's ended up a bit weird.
Yeah.
I take back dumpster fire. I'm looking at it more detail. I was looking at Google Images. It's
Mm.
not dumpster fire level because of, a lot of thought and colors, and the laces are really cool. You're right, but it's still very childish looking to me. Like it looks very like kids playing Twister type shoe.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. But yeah, I get you. I also don't love the white sole. Like, I don't like that in shoes in general because it just gets dirty and looks gross really
It
quickly.
does,
So
yeah, it does look like shit
I'd rather not do that.
after a while.
But yeah, guys, that's my 5. A little bit
Yeah,
of a
big
mixed batch,
five,
but
big
some fire in
five.
there.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Cool, lads. Right, so that takes us to the end of the podcast. We're about ready to close out episode 19 of Half Size Up. As always, it's been dope chopping it up with you boys. In the meantime, do we have any shout outs or honorable mentions? Ash, let's go to you first.
Shout out to the dentist that did nothing. In fact, I have to shout them out. But like, I'm happy that I got through this podcast. I was worrying about that, like from Friday, thinking, oh man, might even going to be able to talk and stuff. But I've been a bit pain free this evening, chatting to you guys. So that's been a highlight of the day. Shout out for the wifey putting up with me, like moaning all the time about being in pain and stuff. And shout out to Dean for being back. I know the guy works hard, so good having you back, bro.
For real. D, how about you, man?
Nah, obviously, shout out to you guys. A shout out to Ben as well for last week. It was great actually listening in and like not being on it. Though when you're listening and you're not on it, you really want to be on it. It's like it's
Because
weird.
you want to chime in on bits, isn't it?
It was a weird experience. Like, oh
For
man, I want to say something here. Like, let me get involved. Yeah, it was interesting. It was like it was quite nice being from an outside perspective, man. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, shout out to you guys for really like keeping that on and not being too put off without me coming canceling so late in the day like that. So yeah, shout out to you, man. Shout out to everyone listening. Shout out to everyone that sends in the comments as well and sends in the questions rather. Like, really appreciate you keep us going. And yeah, sorry if we've gone a bit long today, man. It's a long one.
Cool. And from me, yeah, shout out to both you guys. I know you guys are super, super busy and you always dedicate time to the podcast. So really, really appreciate that. And yeah, actually a shout out to at Private Label NYC. They reached out to me at some point this week. I think it was last week, end of last week. And they just wanted to share some products with us. So I'm going to wait for that to come in the post, lads. And then we'll get that sent over to you guys as well. I think it's a backpack this time. So yeah, I'll wait for that to come through. As soon as that comes through, we'll chuck that both your way. And I think it's a 2 sneaker backpack. So that might help us out like in the future. So big shout out to at Private Label NYC. Shout out to the local and global audience that's been tuning in, week out. Big shout out to you guys. Also, Half Size Up was brought to you today by the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. Use our code HalfSizeUp15 for 15% off your purchase online. Don't forget, we're a weekly podcast and you can follow us on Instagram at HalfSizeUpPod. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, many more, plus YouTube. We want to say a massive thanks from the entire HSU team. I've been Merkel Moman with my co-host Dean St1ll.
Have a great week, everyone.
And Ash Bash.
Catch you later, people.
See you next week. We are outie. Oh my days, boys. This is going to be a long one.